they respect the shooter. But they never forget the one who stood still. Heauxes. They shoot with the comments, edits, lies on replay. Algorithms loaded trying to scare me away. Everybody cheer for the loudest with rage, but fear and respect is just rent on the stage. They chasing the moment, I'm building a case. Screenshots, timestamps, truth got a face. They fire off clips, I don't flinch, I don't run. I stand in the light right in front of the gun. They said stay quiet, nah, I decoded the code. Agent Smith energy stuck in the mold. I'm Heauxes glitching, I've been what they see. Truth moves slow, but it hit eventually. Everybody gon' respect this shooter till the noise died down and the lies start muting. I stood in front of the gun, I ain't move, I ain't run. Now my name live longer than the trigger he pull, yeah. Cloud fade fast, true move forever. Digital smoke can't bury my record. They respect the shooter for a moment in time, but I live in the future, my legacy fine. They dog pile deep when they scared of a mirror. Attack the messenger, never the error. Screens full of hate, but the facts stay clear. Mob need volume, truth don't yell it appear. They tried to erase me, but archive remember. Receipts don't expire, they age like embers. Years from now, they gon' replay this scene. Who lied for clicks, who stood on principle clean. They need a crowd, I just need one truth. Pressure reveal what people really do. When the dust settle and the smoke all gone, they gon' quote my words when they say she was strong. Everybody gon' respect the shooter till the mob disperse and the man start losing. I stood in front of the gun, I ain't move, I ain't run. Now my name live longer than the trigger he pull, yeah. Cloud fade fast, truth move forever. Digital smoke can't bury my record. They respect the shooter for a moment in time, but I live in the future, my legacy fine. They thought silence was weakness, but silence is strategy. I let the lies talk, while the truth take notes. Segment fire in my chest when I speak. Calm voice, but my presence be heat. 0 to X, watch the power flip. From nothing to infinite, don't trip. They call me zero like that was a diss. Whole universe start from emptiness. Binary code, ones and zeros align. I exist in the gap with truth been time. I ain't chase respect, I ain't beg for love. I just stood 10 toes when it got rough. History don't side with the loudest drum. It side with the one who ain't fall when it come. Everybody gon' respect this shooter till the fear wear off and the truth maneuver. I stood in front of the gun, I ain't move, I ain't run. Now my name live longer than the trigger he pull. Yeah, legacy X where the lies can't reach. They tried to bury me, planted a seed. Respect be rented, truth be forever. Heauxes standing, now remember who never folded. Digital mobs fade. Truth don't rush. And legacy belongs to the one who stood still. Heauxes.
While you've been sitting up here trying to win and look at nigga, I'm getting ready to become God. I'm not God, but I'm finna get ready to become it. I'm finna connect back to it. I'm not wasting my time on y'all shit. 2026 is looking pretty bright. I got shit to do. I got things to get accomplished. I ain't got time to be this little petty shit. Amore is the one who I'm supposed to expose. Amore is the one who's surfing I gotta chop off the head of. Not you, not her means. Y'all ain't shit. Y'all don't really move nothing. You just an echo chamber to her. You a tool. You ain't nothing but her to a discardable tool. You don't make her money. She just needs you to fight her battles because she ain't brave enough to face me her fucking self. I ain't scared of no Neo. I ain't scared of you. You should be. You should be. Shouldn't you be afraid of God if he has the power or she has the power or it has the power to let you exist or not exist? Shouldn't you be?
Yo, check the mic, 1, 2, this is Nate the GOAT coming at ya. Got the freshest rhymes, the illest flow.
Yeah. Type in venom. Keyboard fangs drip black ink. Clicks turn to cuts, she'll slice before you blink. Web weaver lies tighter than the boa constrict. Her words a guillotine, truth's neck gets nicked. She feeds on chaos, greed's a gasoline. Fingers dancing flames, a narcissistic machine. Profile pic pristine, but her soul's unclean. The devil wears Wi-Fi, know what I mean? She's a shadow in the scroll, feeding off the hate. Manipulation of art, she's nasty Nate. Nasty Nate, spreading lies like a plague. Hides behind a screen, throwing dirt in the shade. Clicks for the cash, no morals, no fate. The devil got a face and it's Nasty Nate. Nasty Nate, spreading lies like a plague. Hides behind a screen, throwing dirt in the shade. Clicks for the cash, no morals, no fate. The devil got a face and it's Nasty Nate. Flashing fake smiles, crocodile schemes. Her DM's a graveyard of shattered dreams. Gaslight queen, her throne a fiery screen. Every LOL hides a sinister gleam. Clout chasing banshee, screaming for the dough. Loyalty's a language that you'll never know. Burning bridges quick, her matches strike low. In her own reflection, even demons say, whoa. Even demons say, Nasty Nate, spreading lies like a plague. Hides behind the screen, throwing dirt in the shade. Clicks for the cash, no morals, no fate. The devil got a face and it's Nasty Nate. Nasty Nate, spreading lies like a plague. Hides behind the screen, throwing dirt in the shade. Clicks for the cash, no morals, no fate. The devil got a face and it's Nasty Nate.
They're all gonna laugh at you. They're all gonna laugh at you. They're all gonna laugh at you.
Inferno in my chest, fire pit for a heart. Try to cage the beast, but it tears me apart. Fangs drip venom, I'm the prey and the hunter. Thunder in my brain, narcissists try to plunder. They poke, they prod till the flames erupt. Claw marks on my soul, but I've had enough. They throw stones, I build a throne from the rubble. Turn my pain into power, burst a bubble of trouble. Release me, I'm chained to my rage. Release me, I'm breaking the cage. Two wolves inside, which one do I feed? The good or the evil depends on the need. Blood moon rising, shadows creep slow. Bullies in the dark, but I glow like a halo. Evil whispers tempt me, they hiss and they call. But I'm climbing out the pit, I refuse to fall. Mirror cracked, reflection split in two. One side howls vengeance, the other seeks truth. Feed the good wolf, stop the dark craving. Chains break loud, my own soul I'm saving. Rage burns, but I steer the flame. Won't let the fire scorch my name. Controls the sword, discipline's the key. Stand tall, won't bow to the beast in me.
There are two wolves fighting inside all of us. The first one is evil. The second one is good. Which wolf will win? The one you feed.
Title they not wild like us. This for the ones who woke up mid-simulation. All praise to the one, I'm unplugged from the feed. Spiritual buffet, I don't starve my belief. Took the red pill, mental health finally free. Ask the universe to guard every part of me. Cut cords, no guilt, no shame, no fear. If it don't elevate it, don't stand near. Yeah, I walked through distortion, didn't live in a lie. Passed through bad code, never switched my design. Born in the dark, but I glowed on sight. Had shadows on me, but I chose my light. They confuse survival with becoming the beast. I observed the sickness, never caught the disease. They not wild like us, they not wild like us. They stuck in the code, yeah, they tired like us. I illuminate scripts, let the lies combust. Break free, break chains, yeah, we the resistance. They not wild like us, they not wild like us. They stuck in the code, yeah, they tired like us. I illuminate scripts, let the lies combust. Break free, break chains, yeah, we the resistance. I expose agents hiding behind fake love. Matrix masks on, but the truth push gloves. Negativity bait, that's a trap with a bow. Turn pain into power, I don't kneel, I don't bow. Centipede mindset, everybody attached. One head think form, that's a spiritual hack. I keep my soul sovereign, no hive, no leash. I don't merge with dysfunction, I don't feast on the weak. They want reaction, I want revelation. I don't argue with bots, I decode the manipulation. If the frequency low, I don't sit, I don't stay. If it ain't helping me rise, then get out my way. They not wild like us, they not wild like us. They trapped in the loop, yeah, they tied like us. I crack the illusion, watch the veil combust. Stand up, eyes open, we the resistance. Refuse the program. Protect your mind. We not like them.
Get up! Wipe the blood off your face. You're not done yet. Life hit you hard? Good. Now hit back harder. No one's coming to save you, and that's your power. You don't need saving. You need focus. You need fire. Let the pain sharpen you. Let the doubt feed you. And the next time they count you out, make sure they never forget who you are.
Check, mic check, mic check. Now y'all hear me? I had to run home. So I won't be late because I know people be getting on me for being rescheduling and stuff like that. But I gotta get this live because I gotta prepare for my live for tomorrow. Yeah, I know I gotta get into some things. I look forward to my live tomorrow. So, but make sure y'all hit that like button. Can I get a mic check and then we gonna get right into the video. Mic check, mic check. Bro, make sure you tune in Thursday. I'm gonna have a little treat for you Thursday. I'm gonna do a live. I have an interview set up, and I think you'll really appreciate my interview, especially anybody from HOK who familiar with some things over there that used to happen. But I got an interview, crossing my fingers that we can still do it. But I have an interview set up Thursday. I will be making that flyer maybe tomorrow or Wednesday. So make sure you tune in Thursday for that interview, bro. It's gonna be very informative. But you said the mic is good? So you said I'm the survivor. Hey baby sister, yo. Hey sis. I know Churn. They over there just lying on us, Churn. Like it's to the point that I'll tell you, I don't chase lies. Like some things I will address, some things I will ignore. And I'm not finna be beefing with nobody, y'all. I'm doing this live because I gotta say what I gotta say. Because I said if I don't say what I gotta say, it's gonna be pissing me off that I didn't speak on some things. So I'm finna speak on some things and then I'm moving the fuck on. Y'all know how I am. When I say I ain't beefing or going back and forth with nobody, I don't. I meant what I say. My head is on Nasty Nate. My foot is on her neck. You know, that's who I'm on. Anybody else who try to insert themselves, they gonna be talking to themselves because I don't even watch they live. People have to come back and tell me what they say. You know, I really don't be invested. Like, I really don't care what people think about me. Like, that's one thing that me and Upper seem to have in common, being that we both are Leos. We don't give a fuck what people think about us. We really don't. So that's why I don't care what's being said about me, right? But I want to address some things. But the mic check, can I get a mic check, please? Mic check, please. To the playback game, make sure y'all hit that like button. But one person, mic check. Go to mommy and close the door, okay? Thank you. Love you too. Close the door. All right. But, can I get a mic check from somebody, please? Mic check. Mic check. It's a lot of people live right now, y'all. So it's not gonna be a lot of people. Y'all know they catch me in the playback. So you know, Nasty they love going live when I'm live. She think that's gonna stop people from watching, but they just gonna catch the playback. So it don't mean nothing. So what's up, Choco Haze? So but make sure you tune in tomorrow, girl. Sure, and we're gonna get some education on tomorrow. You said all clear. Okay, thank y'all. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so I know y'all see the title of my live, when I said what's the name of the live? When I said you hoes disgust me with a T, right? I'm talking about this whole drama shit that's going on with this Romika versus Holly and stuff like that. I'm talking about the people who clearly just trying to cause chaos, man. Like this Romika movement, Justice for Romika, it's something that's clear and near to my heart, right? I empathize, sympathize, and I have compassion for Romika's family, right? I feel like these people been through enough. I feel like their loved one, Romika, should definitely be alive to raise her beautiful son, who she clearly loved, right? To the point that she loved that baby so much she spoke life into her baby, right? She should be here with her son, right? I value life, only time I think it's okay to have to take a life if when someone is being harmful, like in the act of raping a kid or in the midst of actually taking someone's life and you have no choice but to take someone's life to preserve another life, right? When it comes down to stuff like that, I just, like I said, if anybody who saw me on the Internet Sisters Live, I think last night, hopefully you understood where I was coming from, where I don't agree with people who say, you can't get mad at somebody or not like somebody because they have a different opinion of you or they don't think like you. You can't get mad. I disagree with that to a certain extent because I don't think your principles and your integrity is the same thing as having like a difference of opinion, right? We can disagree on what's the best toppings to put on a slice of pizza. You might say it's anchovies and pineapples, and I might say it's meat lovers or supreme, right? That's having difference of opinion because it's shaped around your personal preference, right? And your preference is something that you can't control, right? People have a bias towards who their favorite team is, how they have preference on the type of people they find attractive, right? Those are things that's just shaped around that. That's having an opinion. But I think that one must take a stand when it comes down to their boundaries, right? And me being 40, I decided to do that a long time ago, right? That I do not align myself with people who don't have the same values as I do, especially if I feel like those values are harmful, right? That's why I am not friends with anyone who has admitted to me that they're a Trump supporter, right? If they want to stay my friend, it's best for them to keep it to themselves, right? Because I'm most likely 9 times out of 10 going to end a friendship. I only made an exception for a girl who used to be my supporter named Texas Bomber because she was one of my day ones. And then Callie because we used to have a strong friendship before the political stuff got out of hand, right? Because they were 2 people in my life who I truly value, even though we disagreed on a lot of stuff. But they knew how I felt. But after losing them 2, I stayed firm on those boundaries, right? I feel like if you cannot comprehend the or can retain the knowledge when something is harmful towards a community, and that you only are concerned about yourself and your self needs and stuff like that, I don't want to be around you, support you, or engage with you. I just don't. That's just my personal boundary, because I know you're not going to protect me, even though I will protect you. When you know how some people say better them than me? I don't want those type of people around me. I like community minded people who are dedicated to coexisting. That's why I'm not surprised that the religious philosophy that I chose to adopt was being an omnist instead of going atheist. I actually had a good conversation with one of my bros today on why I refuse to be atheist, right? But I think I'm a person that in my matrix code, it seemed like this matrix, I was designed to have a big heart. I'm very sympathetic, empathetic. I think I know I'm an empath, right? And I just don't like seeing people suffering, right? Even if I don't care for you, I don't like suffering. But when it comes down to boundaries, like when it comes down, I'm not gonna fuck with you if you are a Holly supporter at this point, right? Because I know you're not a Holly supporter, you're a Nasty Nate cult member, right? I don't engage with people like this is not about the who has the better basketball team. Someone lost their damn life. A mother lost her life. And majority of you women on here are mothers, majority, right? Even though I'm losing so much respect for you so-called women who call yourself mothers. I'm losing so much respect for a lot of them women over there with Nasty Nate and her human centipede, right? Because the way I see people flipping, turning, switching sides because, they ego get checked, or they have somebody get criticized or criticize them or critique them, or, tell them to chill, or, pull it back a little bit. You might be doing too much. For some people who claim that they stand on some type of principles or integrity or was advocating for the right side, for you to be so easily to flip, that means your heart truly wasn't in it, right? I'm not going to beef with nobody who's Team Romika. You're going to be talking to yourself. I swear to God. You're going to be talking to yourself. I'm not beefing with you. The only time I'm going to address something if you say something that's such a blatant lie that it can damage my reputation, that I have to address. But your personal feelings towards me, I don't give a fuck. And I damn sure don't give a damn that you don't like me because I don't believe in your God. People like you are the reason why I don't believe in your God. Why I do not fuck with Christianity, and I decided to believe in God in a universal concept than a spiritual practice called Christianity, right? And I told y'all, and I've always been honest about that the reason why I feel the way I feel about Christianity is simply because of the people, right? On that level. Then there's some deeper things that I had to deal with over time, right? But I can't stand people who claim to be so righteous and so holy, and they profess God, and it seems like they be the wickedest people I ever come across, right? My godmother is such a rare gem. Y'all remember when I played the audio of her, so y'all can hear me and her interact. She's such a rare gem, right? There's this philosophy over here that I say all children deserve a parent, but not all parents deserve a child, right? I have no idea why God gave a lot of these women children, because they mean and surly in the inside. They're not right. And they're going to wind up raising other fucked up individuals because they're fucked up themselves, right? Just like I feel like this individual who's throwing a tantrum and saying all this crazy shit about me when she don't fucking know me. Well, I did my research, and I said, okay, well, I'm just going to leave this shit for what it is, because it ain't me that she should be mad at. She should be mad at her God, right? For the situation she's in. Don't blame me because God is not coming through for you the way you want him to, right? You need to be making stuff right with him and not on this internet acting a goddamn fool. But when Neil X gonna be going back and forth with you, no, right? But I'm going to be addressing some things that was said on Uppers Live. I'm gonna play because I'm finna show y'all what was said, and then I'm gonna show y'all that technically, based off what the question that was being asked, that I was actually correct, right? And that what happened just went way out of left field for no goddamn reason at all. Besides, somebody just need a good humbling. And I don't question on how the universe move, right? I don't question that at all. The family deserve better, right? I'm an advocate for black women, period. Well, women, period. You ain't even have to be black, but everybody know I have a bias for black women because number one, I'm black, right? The way I was raised, we was raised to love on black people and support each other and lift each other up and motivate each other. I was not raised to tear down an individual or bully anybody. My mom didn't raise me like that, right? I'm just not with that program. That's why I didn't last long in the sisterhood, right? I believe in empowering black women. I believe Maya Angelou when she talked about what a phenomenal woman is, right? I believe when I came across some teachings that told us that the original God, before they made him a white man with a beard, the universal way that people used to view God, they used to see her as a black woman, right? I love everything it is for me being black and to be a black woman. I just learned over time, not every black woman deserve a crown, and not every black woman deserve to be raising kids, because they're gonna raise some fucked up motherfuckers. The women who I'm dealing with on this internet, y'all disgust me. I'm so disgusted by y'all behavior because y'all are half a century years old, grandmothers and great grandmothers, and you on this internet acting a goddamn fool, or in the chat acting a goddamn fool, lying and ass kissing and doing too goddamn much, right? I'm gonna make a commentary about that shit that Candy even tried to say with Nasty Nate when she left on her. I'm gonna talk about that shit, but it's a few other things I'm gonna talk about. But I'm just doing this live to let y'all know that y'all disgust me. You really do. And I'm talking about the negative people. I'm not, if the shoe don't fit, I ain't talking to you. So don't be one of those people who be saying, you saying y'all. Who is y'all? You know who I'm talking to. If you're not the person doing disgusting things, then I'm not talking to you, right? But I'm just sick of it. I was like, man, these are grandmothers online acting like this. These are mothers. They raising kids. Some of y'all don't need your children at all. You don't need them. They're better off because you're such a fucked up individual, right? It's just so much. You okay, baby? Okay. It's just so much. And I remember, even though my grandparents, I only have one grandparent still here, but every time I keep thinking about my grandmother and my great-grand, I said, they didn't act like when did this happen? You know? And then when I did used to go to church, them elderly women used to be on point. They was the matriarch of their family, and they was leading by example because they knew that they were going to be leaving soon. So they wanted to leave a great legacy behind, right? They wanted to make sure their family was good. But I see grandmothers online lying and entertaining and bullying, and I mean in their feelings because Brianna and LaTruth decide to go to another level on their spiritual journey and actually be cordial and co-parent their beautiful daughter, which that's the more important thing, not supporters' feelings. The baby is the most important thing in this saga between them two. I am okay, and I'm glad, and I hope it continues, and I hope they wind up having a healthy relationship. I hope if they decide to forgive each other, they do that, right? But at least be great parents to the child. They probably wasn't great spouses to each other when they was married, right? I wasn't in these people's lives 24/7, so you know I'm sure everything wasn't perfect. But if LaTruth is willing to forgive, then let it be. If Brianna's willing to forgive, let it be. That baby is the most important thing. But to see grandmothers and all that getting in their feelings and stuff, and then on top of that, your cult leader, you following a woman who parent abandoned her, who wasn't even raised. She don't even know a mother's love. Don't know it. That's why she hates Romika so bad. I already broke that down to y'all psychologically what's going on. Right? Y'all following a woman who was raised by her uncle, and the uncle's wife hated her so bad that she made her eat eggs out of the toilet. Little sick ass motherfucker, allegedly, just in case I get the story wrong. Right? Because the story has been flipped so many times. But the nerve of you women who got grandbabies and who always bragging on your grandkids, and I'm a mama 8 and you know whatever, and that's no shot at mama 3, because mama 3 is my favorite Puerto Rican mother. That's my baby. I'm not talking about mama 3. It's somebody else who got a name similar to you. A proud mother of 3 and 16 grandkids, and guess what? How you proud? You proud of them, but are they proud of you? Do they know what you do online all day on your free time when your little bum ass won't work or at least try to do something productive? Do your grandkids know you online participating in cyberbullying and coddling a narcissistic demon and sending your social security checks to her instead of sending them to the baby, or at least tithing at your church? Right? Are they proud of you? Because I think that's crazy when I found out a particular supporter couldn't even go sleep at her own kids' couches. And it's crazy when I dig on a little bit more on some of y'all, how I realize your own folks don't fuck with y'all. Don't even fuck with you. But I thought about it when I realized that these women are being led by a woman who never knew a mother's love. Never knew. Got y'all over there defending a unaliver. I want to say the M word, but YouTube is, getting on us about that, right? Over there advocating for an unaliver. When you first heard the story, you value life and you even thought Holly was dead ass wrong until somebody else taught you how to think. For the sake of loyalty? You women disgust me, man. You're disgusting. There's a scripture in the Bible where more and more each day I understand what the author was trying to say when he was trying to give us a concept of what he was trying to explain, how God feels about people who don't take a position. There's a scripture in the Bible where God says he'd rather you be hot for him or cold for him. Either you on fire for him or you cold for him. No in between. He said anybody that's in between, he spits you out. You're disgusting to him. He don't like warm water in his mouth. He'd rather it be hot or cold. I thought that was the most deepest shit that I came across in the Bible, because now I get it each time. A lot of y'all play the fence when it come down to your own religion. Even the lady who recently spazzed out against me. You could have convinced me that she was a Christian. Why? Because she quotes a couple of Bible verses. Yeah, and I'm also familiar with the Bible that says you would know them by their fruit. It didn't take me long to realize no Holy Ghost power. I don't give a damn what she claimed. And then, like I said, doing some research, I understand why she's mad at her God now. Don't be mad at me. I'm not your God. But now I see why you're such a fucking bully. Now that I know some personal things, but am I finna come up here and spread all the nope? Because it ain't about you. You're going to be arguing about yourself. I'm going to be standing with this family. I wrote my song. I know you tried to downplay it. It's a reason why my songs sound a little better than people who tried to use this, because I didn't even gatekeep the software, right? I told people exactly what I use, because that's how much I believed in this company and how well this AI program works. But even when you tried to downplay my work, when I wanted to give the family something, I don't have much money. I'm not rich, or I don't make 100K on YouTube, not even close, right? I drive a damn truck. When I tried to give the family a piece of my heart and a piece of me to help them heal from them losing their baby in such a tragic way, a senseless way, I put out music, and you tried to dismiss that. I'm nothing like y'all. That's why I don't even know why I'm being compared to what Upper and everybody else doing. Because even though Upper, y'all know Upper and Big Keys is the people I go to the most, right? Upper, this is the number one person I go to. Big Keys is second, right? But I don't even cover the case like that because everybody's doing such a good job. right? And then I don't want to be one of the ones giving out misinformation. I don't want to offend the family. It's a reason why when I chose to speak about Romika, was to let the whole world know a woman named Nasty Nate was over there mocking her death. And I wanted people to know what evil looked like and the code break her. That's the only time. When did y'all ever see me go through court papers and court documents and stuff? If I didn't get it in black or white, I just chose not to speak on it because I respect the family. And out of respect for the family, I'm not going to be beefing with you, lady. I got wind of what you said. I didn't watch your whole video, but you're going to be talking to yourself. I personally think you should talk to your God, especially what I know you're going through. I really think that's more important than your ego on the internet personally, right? Because I know if I was in your situation, I think I'll be talking to my higher power too, right? But that's just me. That's just me. But I'm not beefing. I'm standing firm with that family. It warmed my heart to let them know they enjoyed my songs. I see that some of y'all peep that my music sound a lot better because I know how to what's the prompt better, right? Each time I played with that software for a long time, and I just don't release any song, right? You can put your own lyrics and make that AI say whatever you want it to say. You can songwrite it with it. You can tell the instruments. You can do a lot. Prompting is the key. That's why some of y'all some people who, tried to, use the software after they found out what I was using. That's why some of y'all shit sound a little flat, a little trash, and, just a little. I ain't gonna hate, but some of y'all shit is weak as hell. Except for Upper Song. Upper Song is fire. I don't know who wrote Upper Song, but Upper Song fire. But some of y'all shit garbage as hell. Y'all need to just ask me to make a theme song for you, and I do it. Depending on who you are. Won't even charge you either. But anywho, I just thought that was crazy, dismissing my part that I'm playing. Everybody in this Team Romika thing plays a part. It breaks my heart to know that there's some type of internal fighting. And then whatever y'all was telling me that I don't know Black Paris. I don't know who that is at all. I have no idea what they were saying. She was saying to me about me, but if she told y'all I was in some type of pyramid scheme, I have no fucking clue what that lady talking about. I am not in what they had Ponzi scheme, or I'm not a scammer. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck is they even talking about? Like, help me understand. One of the things I heard was said about me, I was like, I don't even know who was the original people beefing in the Team Romika thing, because I didn't even watch. I only watch Upper and Big Keys. If it ain't come up over there, I don't know. I don't know these people. I never was a Robert supporter, and I was never a Brianna supporter. I came in after that stuff. I was a Kevin Wesley student. Right? That's how the proximity of how I got introduced to LaTruth and Callie's bullshit. Right? But I'm glad Kevin Wesley is back on the game. He's back on the mission, because I'm going to be reviewing his video tomorrow. Right? But again, I don't know why these people making up stuff on me. I'm not in no I don't tell y'all personally who I talk to on Team Romika because I want it that way, right? Just so my name can't get caught up in no stuff. I fuck with who I fuck with, and that's it. That's it. But all that drama and me scamming, you ain't gonna catch me on no paperwork, no phone calls, no recorded phone calls saying nothing out of pocket or anything close to a scam. I don't even play that. My integrity won't even let me. I left a group because I refused to lie on another Black woman, when other Black women were willing to lie on her so they can get a Scooby snack from their cult leader, to show you how different I am. I refused to lie on Break Room. I refused to lie on Kevin Wesley when Callie wanted me to. What the fuck you think? I would never take someone's money. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on over there, y'all. I don't be on Facebook like that. If it ain't nobody sending me a message, I don't know what's going on. I don't be in the group that I've supported with Ebony. I go in there and say hey to a few people, send a couple of messages, and I'm out. I don't know what's going on Facebook. I ain't even know the old girl was saying what she said on Facebook until somebody got wind of it and told me. And then Nasty Nate and then Amber was over there covering it. And I'm like, okay, well, talk to herself, because I'm not doing that to the family. Romika Romika and her family is the mission. Getting justice for them, protecting that girl's legacy. Ego is, I can put it to the side. But I can say, come out and just let a bunch of older women, let them know that I'm disappointed in them and that y'all disgust me. Because y'all just say the most fucked up shit. These ain't children doing this. When I find out how old some of y'all be like, she's 60, she's 70, 80, the fuck? The one thing I hate that YouTube should make people take personality tests or get psychologically evaluated by by a psychiatrist or somebody, a psychologist. And if you have a certain level of narcissistic points, that you shouldn't be able to become a YouTube influencer, because the damage and the wreckage these people leave behind is wow. You get what I'm saying? All you see is narcissistic people loving on each other. Facts. When you see them running and showing admiration for each other and clicking and switching side, coming together to advocate for an unaliver, that's narcissistic activity. That's all that is. Simple as that. Simple as that. But I just think it's wild, man. Ain't nobody gonna be going back and forth with you. You beefing on your own. I stand with the family. It is what it is. Whatever support they need, if I can help them, assist them with anything, I will do that. Right? But you fine, you're gonna have to find somebody else, boo, because I'm not going back and forth. But I am gonna address what happened in Uppers Live. So let's go ahead and get into this. Now, if you've seen the video on Uppers Live, there was a person on the panel where me and this person, the panel was going fine the whole time. Like, to this day, I still don't know where it went left, because I even went back and listened to see, did I say anything out of pocket, or did my tone, because some people can't handle my tone because I'm a very direct talker, right? And I was like, nah, it wasn't that. I'm finna play what was said, what was the question that was asked, what was said, and then I'm gonna play what the law says. So let me play this real quick. Right, that part. I don't know who them people is. Like, girl, I said, who? I ain't know what. I'm a scamp, girl. Now I don't chase lies. Like, at this point, no, I don't get it. This is a weird matrix that we live in. Scary matrix. But remember that Neo X taught y'all that lying affects your body. And in most religions, lying leads to a consequence and a universal karma. So you remember I broke that down, that the Bible is not the only religion that, that speaks out against liars and how they don't like liars. So, and how being a liar is a real bad thing, regardless of what religion you believe in. So, because I know all you hoes can't have personality disorders, right, and be schizophrenic, who just be making up stuff. Like, I ain't up here, I ain't got the qualification to diagnose nobody, but I know all you hoes can't have personality disorders. Borderline personality disorders, when you be just making up shit and believing your own lies. You hoes are doing this shit out of chaos and drama, and it's because your hearts are wicked as hell. That's what it is. Corrupted. But you ain't taking me down, baby. You're on your own. All right, let me find this part.
For her plea deal.
Yeah.
All right, so I want to go back to how the question was even brought up.
So you jeopardize your baby in that car.
Look, hold on. She's not gonna be out at 50. She'll be
No, I'm
out.
just joking. That was a joke. I know that. She gonna
She
say,
ain't.
And shout out to Upper. I know you was trying to handle that with grace. So ain't I can stand behind that. So but no, I'm not beefing with that lady. I'm not putting the family through that. Keeping up, nah, not doing that. Not doing that at all. She can have it. So she can have it. I do not accept her invitation to beef. She can talk to herself. So
Unless
When she
unless she take a plea deal.
okay, so let me back it up now. Well, now what's that? All right.
She shouldn't want to come
Upper,
out
did you
because if the people
go to
on the
court?
outside threatening her, then
Go to court.
if
I didn't go
she
to court
come
this week.
home,
yeah.
Was you on the
Yeah.
jail, Upper?
No, I was in meetings. I was at work all day that day, so I had to wait to get the information from people that went.
So you jeopardize your baby in that car. Now you gonna be out when you 50. You know what I'm saying? Girl, life, you ain't getting out. You ain't gonna never see your
Oh,
children.
she's
That's
not
sad.
getting. Wait, hold on. She's not gonna be out at 50. She'll be
No, I'm
out.
just joking. That was a joke. I know that. She gonna
She
say
ain't
that.
gonna. When
Unless
she
unless she take a plea deal. I mean, y'all
Yeah,
know
that's a
that's still on
jokey
the
joke.
table.
Yeah,
but they gotta offer her a plea deal,
yeah. If she
Yeah.
turn on Carlos, she need to, because I
and we
wouldn't be
don't
sitting
know.
there by
I
And
think
myself.
this,
she'll be out at 50, y'all. She'll probably be out, even if she take a plea deal, I think about 70, 75.
70.
yes,
If
Yeah.
she
definitely
take
she ain't
a
getting out of 50.
if she take a plea, she'll be out 20 and less. She ain't doing no more than 20 years if she take a plea.
Right.
But don't they have to offer if they are
Now listen.
certain about this
She's
these
going to
charges?
be
You
she's
think she
going
would
to
get
be
less than 20?
offered she's going to be offered the plea. That's the law. She's going her lawyer and the prosecutor are going to be in a 402 conference with the judge, in which
Right.
the judge has to be completely truthful
Okay.
and telling them how much time he will sentence her to when the trial is complete and how much time he will sentence her to if she takes a plea of guilty before the trial.
Okay. Okay.
And
Yeah,
then
and they usually they make them admit guilt and apologize to the family. But
well,
the family do the family have to agree to the plea deal or the time that's
no,
offered?
absolutely.
Boom. Now you heard what Upper said. Does the family have to agree with the time that was offered, right? Because you see, that's what we went into. Because like she was telling how it works, and you said, hey, and then when they make them plead guilty, they usually, make them apologize to the family or something or whatever. We talking about things that we witnessed. Now you heard what Upper asked, right? Does the family, do they have to agree to it or whatever? Now listen to what I was trying to say to her.
Absolutely not. This has nothing to do with the family.
Absolutely not. This has nothing to do with the family. Okay? Now, let's back it up. I'm going to back this up again because I want y'all to hear Upper's question.
But do the family have to agree to the plea deal or the time that's offered?
Does the family have to agree to the plea deal or the time that's offered? Let's hear what the lady said.
Absolutely. Absolutely not. This has nothing to do with the family.
This has nothing to do with the family. Now listen.
No.
No, nothing to do with the family.
I do. Different states are different. I know in Florida, they definitely.
Selling in Illinois.
Now y'all heard that I'm trying to say, well, different states are different because me being in Florida, and then y'all know I talked about my case that happened to me when I was 15, where my mother had to put somebody aside, put somebody away, right? Press charges on somebody who sexually, assaulted me when I was 15, right? I'm asking that because I lived that, where they came to my mom and told my mom what they was willing to offer this person because they asking, hey, can we work a deal? Because they don't want to take it to trial, right? And then they didn't want to put me through trial because I was so upset because who the person was. That I wound up finding out, I have a relative who I looked up to who taught me Jesus. The man who taught me who Jesus is or was or whatever was a goddamn perv the whole time. So I'm in my feelings about who this person is, right? But I'm asking based off of my personal experience that I know that the state prosecutor came to my mom and to me to talk about this plea deal. And if we accept what they was trying to give, and then my mama negotiated. And then I'm also gonna give y'all another receipt because this lady who, you know, come at me, wow, right? She says she never heard of a case where the family has anything to do with plea deal negotiations. I'm gonna play a case over a case that I covered here, where I'm gonna play a victim's impact statement where she's gonna talk about in her victim's impact statement that she was a part of the negotiation of the plea deal in Florida, right? And then to put a little cherry on top, I'm going to go to Chat GPT and I'm gonna play that actually Chicago do have a guideline on that they do talk to the family and the victims and they play a part in the negotiation of a plea deal. They just don't have a say-so on the final say. They can't say no, 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 no if the prosecutor goes against what they want. They can't overturn the prosecutor. Only person can overturn the prosecutor is the judge. But I can't wait till I play that part to give you a demonstration, even in Illinois, that this is a practice that they do in Florida. They absolutely do. And I'm gonna pull a case that happened in Cook County on top of that, because this person, right, who's clearly just want to be the loudest person on the mic, overtalk me because I'm trying to explain, hey, well, I know different states are different, but in Florida, they have to reach out to the victims or the victim's family and tell them what they're doing before they can offer this plea deal, right? But I want y'all to hear that this lady said this has nothing to do with the family. Nothing. The family don't have nothing to do. Don't play a part in it at all.
Yeah, no, I just know if
the 402 conference, and you know, everybody, civil, criminal, you get the discovery. So her lawyer, you know, she's been requesting her discovery for a long time. So with the discovery, right, meaning that all the evidence they have on Holly, her attorney has, and with the 402 conference with the judge, I feel she should be able to go to her client and say, which road do you want to go down? And I'm sure dumb Holly is still going to want to go to trial because she thinks that people.
Well, it depends, but I don't know up if y'all want to look that up. If Illinois is one of those states that the family can refuse the plea deal, but I know, like I said, every state is different.
Then I asked Upper, I said, Upper, I don't know if y'all want to look that up because I don't know if Illinois is, because she didn't say, well, Chicago law is, or Illinois law. She didn't lead with a law that how she knew. I felt like she was just giving her opinion based off of the cases she covered, right? But I want you to see that I say Upper, you know, I don't know if y'all want to look that up because I don't know, you know, because I want to know if Illinois is one of those states, like how Florida is one of those states. I was asking for clarification. I don't know how this lady took this as me challenging her, like being combative.
Evidence they have on Holly, her attorney has, and with the 402 conference with the judge, I feel she should be able to go to her client and say, which road do you want to go down? And I'm sure dumb Holly is still going to want to go to trial because she thinks that people.
Well, it depends, but I don't know up if y'all want to look that up. If Illinois is one of those states that the family can refuse the plea deal, but I know, like I said, every state is different.
I'm gonna tell you one more time. No, I don't gotta look it up. It ain't even no. The family has nothing to do with that at all.
What
It's,
Illinois? Are you saying that as a fact, like you already don't research this, or you
I'm
assuming?
telling you as a fact that the
So
family
you looked it up.
has with her pleading guilty or not.
So you looked it
Now,
up. That's what you're telling me.
you said, girl, look it up. Look it up. If you can come, if
No,
you can
I'm
come,
not. I'm asking for clarification. I'm not asking to argue with you. I'm
I'm
not
not,
arguing. Like, this ain't no
but
argument between me and
I'm
you. I'm just
not,
getting because
Nasty Nate, I know you was over there gaslighting and gassing old girl up, but this is one of the parts where you told a lie on me. I never told her I wasn't gonna look it up. See, I know you bitter and you mad at the world because you didn't have a loving mother, and maybe you might be falling into the mental illness that she had, why she couldn't be a good parent to you, why you choosing to be a cyber bully on the internet. But again, I got a receipt of you lying on me again. I clearly said to this lady, I'm not asking to argue with you. I'm trying to get clarification. I never told her I don't have to go look it up. There's no reason for me to look it up. I didn't say that. I asked them to look it up so I can see if that's a real possibility, if the family can have something to do if Holly team decides to try to get a plea deal. I'm trying to see how this can work. Which way can it go? It could go either way. Like trying to figure out, I don't know nothing about Illinois. I don't live in Chicago. I'm from Florida. Knowing through my life experience, knowing what I had to go through when I was a victim in a situation of a very sensitive crime, I know that my mom played a big part on what time that predator wind up getting. They did what my mom wanted and not what he wanted. And my mom came to me. And I told my mom, I don't know, whatever you do. I'm still in shock, right? But I want Nasty to Nate know that I don't appreciate you lying and telling your audience I told this lady that I didn't have to look it up and I wasn't gonna look it up. No, I told her I wasn't gonna. I'm not arguing with her. This is not an argument. I'm trying to get clarification. I mean, what's wrong with wanting the facts?
so you looked it
now
up. That's what you're telling me.
you said, girl, look it up. Look it up. If you can come, if
No,
you can
I'm
come,
not. I'm asking for clarification. I'm not asking to argue with you. I'm
I'm
not
not,
arguing. Like, this ain't no
but
argument between me and
I'm
you.
not
I'm just getting because me, I like
arguing.
facts.
I'm
But I'm
saying
just
is
asking you for
that's
clarification because
girl,
because my point that I was
that's,
gonna make is that I live in a state that
that's
it
your
does matter
point.
what the
That's
family
your
say. So I'm
point. Wait,
asking you, how do you know
hold
that?
on, hold
Like, I don't
on.
understand why the fuck
You
she
gotta
sitting
get
up
in
here getting
trouble.
spicy and trying to overtalk me because I'm getting clarification. Like you need to pipe the fuck down, pipe the hell down. All I was trying to do was get some clarification because I asked for clarification.
Okay, I'm sorry. I had to mute both of you guys. I don't know what just happened here, but I just no disrespect to either one of y'all. But I had hold on one second, Ebony. I had to mute both of you guys because sometimes it
All right, I'm actually gonna stop it here because the rest of this stuff, it's no point. I just want y'all to hear what we was disagreeing about, right? Upper came in professionally, tried to be neutral, mediate, calm everybody down. Of course, y'all know I love me some Upper, so I didn't want to go over there disrespecting her platform because people know how I can get spicy, right? When people get a little spicy with me, I turn into an inferno. I give them hell, right? But because I respect her, I was like, yeah. And then this is a sensitive topic. This is about Romika. Like, I'm not going to be arguing with nobody over this stuff. I was trying to get clarification. So you looked it up. Like you telling me, I just wanted her to tell me, well, I know this, Neo, because I've read this before. I know the law or something like that. I would have actually took Trina's word for it and wouldn't even fact checked her. Because I actually had a form of respect for her until I don't lost all respect from her now. But before this incident, I had respect. So if Trina would have said to me, yeah, Neil, I looked that up before. I know that because I seen it. I know that law, whatever. That's a Illinois law. I would have trusted her and not even fact checked her. Because I wasn't challenging her. I was trying to say, oh, so you know because you seen this before. You looked it up. So then each state is different, right? I know in Florida, they take it in consideration. right? But the rest of that stuff that was being said, I wound up getting down. And like I told Upper, I just, at this point, when the lady started, doing the most and saying whatever the fuck she was saying, I kind of started tuning her out. And I just told Upper, look, respectfully, I am not interested in trying to explain myself to anyone who's dedicated to misunderstanding me. I tried to clear it up with her in this live saying, hey, I wasn't trying to argue with you. I was just trying to get information. I wasn't trying to even, I don't have no issue with you. People came up there and told her, hey, I think you kind of got this wrong. So a lot of people in the chat was saying that, hey, it was a misunderstanding. I think you kind of heard what you heard. She wasn't, I think the audience, majority of the audience saw that I was not being rude or disrespectful towards this lady, right? So I'm finna just end there because I just want y'all to see how it just got out of hand. And the reason why I got irritated because I'm trying to explain my point and you're over talking me. And girl, and you like, what is you angry about? What you upset about? But now I done did some research on you. Now I know why you upset. It ain't got nothing to do with me. Take it up with God, But I ain't finna be beefing with you, lady. Especially, no ma'am, no ma'am, no ma'am, no ma'am, no ma'am. What my sister say, no turkey, no ham. What break room be saying? No ma'am, no ma'am, no turkey, no ham. No ma'am. All right, so I'm finna go find this, I just did a simple search on ChatGPT because I just wanted them to pull a case to see, how this worked. Because I wasn't asking if it was a law. I think I was trying to answer Upper's question by saying, hey, that's a good question because I know in Florida they damn sure consult with the victims. Facts, right? And then this one case that I'm gonna play for y'all, they do, right? And in my case, they did, right? Let me see, where is this part? Let me play this for y'all real quick. I'm trying to make sure I find the one that was in Cook County. Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay, actually, I'm gonna start off by playing. I'm gonna play ChatGPT. Give me a couple examples of other states that do require it. I want y'all to hear that what I was trying to explain to the audience, that I literally was just trying to find out what Illinois law was, because I don't know it. I don't know much about Illinois besides they have good food and good music and fine women, right? I kept telling everybody when I became a truck driver, right? The first time I traveled the United States as a rookie driver, I don't care what anybody say when they keep saying the most beautiful women live in South Florida or live in Atlanta or California. I totally disagree with them. The most beautiful women I ever seen in my life was when I was driving up and down the state of Illinois. So, I don't know much about what they got going on over there. I just know they have some great food there. They have great music, right? Some of the best artists came out of Chicago or Illinois area, and the women are beautiful, right? Telling you, know that factually. But for this legal stuff, I didn't know. So I was really asking for clarification, So here I asked ChatGPT to pull some state by state example about them taking consideration or is it the law that they have to consult with the victim? Let's listen to this, and then I'm gonna play the second part. I'm gonna play where there was a Cook County case that ChatGPT pulled for me, and the family played a part in that plea deal. But according to that lady, the family don't have nothing to do with it.
Absolutely. Here are state-by-state examples showing how many states do require consultation, notice, input around pleas, and then case law you can cite on panel. State-by-state examples, victim input, consultation around plea deals. Arizona, victim right to confer before any disposition is constitutional. Plea rule. The court can't accept a plea unless the prosecutor tells the court that reasonable efforts were made to confer with the victim, and the victim can be present, heard when the negotiated plea is presented.
My bad. I'm actually gonna start that over, so people be thinking you be manipulating the AI. But as y'all can hear, Arizona is one of those states. So Miss Who loud and wrong, even though she said that she never heard of it. Even though if you clearly heard what I said some states do require, right? But because y'all know I like to put stuff up here so you can see it, read along. I like facts over here. But I knew the question that I was asking.
Absolutely. Here are state-by-state examples showing how many states do require consultation, notice, input around pleas, and then case law you can cite on panel. State-by-state examples, victim input, consultation around plea deals. Arizona, victim right to confer before any disposition is constitutional. Plea rule. The court can't accept a plea unless the prosecutor tells the court that reasonable efforts were made to confer with the victim, and the victim can be present, heard when the negotiated plea is presented. California, under Marcy's law, CA Const, victims have the right, upon request, to reasonably confer with the prosecuting agency and be notified and informed before pretrial disposition, which includes pleas. Florida's Marcy's law provisions include the right to confer with the prosecutor concerning plea agreements and to be heard at proceedings involving a plea. Florida practice materials also describe a right to confer prior to a plea being offered, citing Flat Stat 960.001. Ohio's Constitution, Marcy's law, establishes victims' rights. Ohio's implementation materials reflect that prosecutors must confer at key stages, including before agreeing to a negotiated plea, in code. Illinois has a constitutional victims' rights framework implemented by statute. Illinois materials explicitly tie victim impact statements to plea proceedings. Consideration during plea proceedings.
Is that Illinois? Okay.
Colorado. Colorado law provides a right to consult with the prosecution after charging and before disposition, plea disposition included. Georgia law requires prosecutors to offer the victim the opportunity to express an opinion on the disposition of the case, plea disposition included. Minnesota statute requires prosecutors to make a reasonable, good faith effort to inform the victim of the contents of the plea agreement recommendation before the plea is entered. Texas law recognizes a victim's right to have their victim impact statement considered by the prosecutor judge before a plea agreement is accepted, and Texas also has a general right to confer concept in victims' rights resources. What these examples prove for your debate: across multiple states, victims do have legally recognized rights to be consulted, notified, heard around pleas, but those rights are typically voice, not veto. Case law you can cite, clean holdings for on panel. Federal applies in federal cases nationwide. In Redeen, 5 and 27 F3D 391, 5th Sir, 2008, the Fifth Circuit held the government violated the Crime Victims' Rights Act by not conferring with victims in a reasonable way before finalizing key deal steps. The court emphasized conferral can affect negotiations, but is still required. Kenna v. U.S. District Court, 435 F3D 1011, 9th Sir, 2006. The Ninth Circuit held the CVRA gives victims a right to be reasonably heard at proceedings, including sentencing connected to the case resolution, reinforcing victim participation rights alongside plea-driven outcomes. State cases, great for, voice, not veto. State v. Johnson, number C492-2517, 1993 Min App, Lexus 617, Min App, June 9, 1993. Minnesota Appellate Court reversed a trial court that dismissed charges simply because victims wanted it dropped. Victims' wishes are important, but not determinative. Prosecution decisions belong to the prosecuting authority. Sharp v. Missouri, 908 SW 2B 752, May App, 1995. Victim impact input urging a harsher sentence did not breach a plea agreement where the prosecutor promised to remain silent. victim input is distinct from the state's promise. State v. Clark, 566 A 1346, Vita, 1989. Vermont Supreme Court upheld a process where victim impact testimony was heard, and the court could evaluate the plea recommendation. Illustrates victim input can influence acceptance rejection without giving victims control. Bandani v. Rhode Island, 715 A2 580, RI 1998. Rhode Island Supreme Court rejected damages claims for failure to provide victim notice participation because the legislature did not create that remedy. Illustrates that enforcement remedies can be limited even when rights exist. The tight settle it line. Use this on a panel. Open quote, victims usually can't control a plea deal, but in many states, they have enforceable rights to be consulted, notified, heard before disposition. And federal courts under the CVRA have recognized that failure to confer can violate victims' rights. Close quote. If you tell me which states the disagreement was about, or where the case was, I'll pull the exact statutory section for those specific states and format it into a quick screenshot-ready receipts card for your audience.
Okay, so I hope y'all heard that. When that lady was screaming at the top of her lungs and interrupting what I was trying to say, is that I knew that certain states do allow, hey, they got to be notified. The prosecutors have to notify. I mean, I knew they didn't have the final say because the person who had the final say is the prosecutor and the judge after the prosecutor, right? But I was trying to let them know, like, hey, from what I understand, if there's a plea deal being offered, they will reach out to the family and say, hey, the defense want to do 25. Want to do 10. I want to give them 20. What y'all think? The family tell them, hell nah, give her 25. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was sitting down doing negotiations when my shit happened. I'm going to play a witness impact statement of somebody who happened in Florida. And y'all just seen up here and heard AI read all different types of example, right? They just don't have the power to veto it and say, no, go back and rework it. They can tell how they feel. They can tell if they're comfortable with that, or they accept it, or they think that's a form of justice. So when that loud lady kept telling you the family don't have nothing to do with it, they don't consider the family, she's lying. She was wrong. I never said it was a law in Illinois. I didn't even know Illinois law. That's why I was trying to tell Upper, hey, y'all might want to look that up because I'm just curious. Because in Florida, as you can see when AI read it, Florida has a law that the prosecutor do have to reach out to the victim or the victim's family and tell them what's going on with the negotiation stuff. They have to keep them informed. They just don't have the final say, yay or nay. The prosecutor, right, usually do what the people want, right? Unless there's some funny stuff going on when things are political, right? When people be making bad deals because people political, or the defendant come from a very wealthy family and somebody pulling strings for each other, right? So we know when that get involved, when money is involved, or when the person that color, sometimes the prosecutor don't always make the best choice for the victims. But I know they consult the family and tell them what's going on and ask them how they feel. They're allowed to express their voice, how they feel. They can either do it in the impact statement before or after, depending on which state that they live in. So that statement saying that the family has nothing to do with it wasn't true. I was actually right with what I was trying to ask, but the loud lady wouldn't allow me to actually get the fucking words out. I would not have claimed that to be a law if I didn't know. I was claiming it based off of what I knew my own state requires. That's it. That's all. But I know y'all are seeing some of them states, Arizona, California, right? Florida got something called Marcy's Law, right? Each state have their own way how they handle these things. But they just don't have the power to veto. That's up to the judicial system. That's the prosecutor and the judge who can veto. Because I don't seen cases where a judge was like, I'm not accepting this plea deal. Either they felt like it was too light or too harsh, right? That's how you have some people who plead out to judges. They take their chance with a bench trial versus a jury trial, right? Depending on what certain states they live in, you might be a jury of 6 or a jury of 12, depending on what state you live in and how severe the crime is. Right? But I've learned that too. Not all juries is always 12 people like we see in movies. Sometimes it's 6. But I knew what I was saying. Like, I was like, why is she cutting me off when I'm trying to tell her based off of my personal experience? I know different states have these laws. I just want to know if Illinois has it. And then when she was so confident in what she said, I just simply asked her, so you looked it up? I promise you on everything I love, I would have accepted her answer if she would have said yes. It wouldn't have been no argument. It wouldn't have been, oh, well, I disagree with you, or I don't think you're telling the truth, ma'am. I think you lied to the people. It wouldn't have been none of that because I didn't have no reason to question her. She's usually on point on her information. You know, but then, you know, somebody told me don't take it personal. Allegedly, she done this with other people, so I thought it was something personal against me. I thought she seen one of my God videos and that pissed her the fuck off. Because I was like, maybe what the hell she giving me energy and being spicy with me? Did I say something? You know, because that don't happen where people were mad at me because they seen one of my God videos, you know? So you said, Neil, I was on the live. I'm sorry you was disrespected. Hey, at the end of the day, things happen for a reason. I believe the universe is doing a good job exposing what I like to call snake in the grass. I'm going to continue to pray for Romika and her family and they get the justice they need. And I'm going to also continue to pray that more snakes be exposed as the family continue to cut the grass. I remember a wise man told me, keep your grass cut so you can always see where the snake's at, right? Always see, because this is wild to me when I find out how old these people are and what they be doing and acting the way they doing. You know, but I just had to bring this up because I wouldn't have never said anything if Nasty Nate wouldn't have been over there lying and telling y'all that I told that lady I'm not going to look it up and I was being rude to her. Like, really? Really, Nate? But again, she don't know his mother's love. She don't. You know? So I don't expect her to have some type of integrity or principles about her about doing the right thing. Right? So you say you can't get no writer. But you said, well, she did bring your beliefs up. That's what I was trying to explain in the situation from somebody. But, you know, at the end of the day, who the fuck knows? You know, I just heard that I'm not the first person and I'm down sure ain't going to be the last. This is in this person's matrix code. I just wanted to drop the receipts because, you know, I can be wrong. I'm humbled enough to say if I ever gave information I was incorrect, like I'm a debater. I've been in a situation where my information was incorrect. And then once I realized I was incorrect, I corrected it. But in this situation, I just but I know Florida's law. They just don't have the final say. They don't veto it, but they do reach out to the family and see what they want to do too. You know, or if they okay with what they're offering, right? But so now I'm gonna play this part with Chicago, a Pacific case stated in Chicago, and then I'm gonna play my impact statement from a case that I covered here in Florida about a man named Michael Nowak, aka Polite. When I was over there in Sinetta's House of Consciousness community, a close friend of his wound up going to prison for sexually assaulting a teenage girl. You know, and it was bad. But I'm gonna talk about that because I want y'all to hear. The witness gonna talk about. I mean, the mother is gonna talk about the negotiation of the plea deal.
Here's the clearest way to settle your Illinois-specific part of the disagreement, what the law is, and an actual type of case involving victim input around a plea, along with the statutory basis showing how victims can participate in the plea process in Illinois. Illinois statutory rule on victim consultation in plea deals. Under Illinois law, the Rights of Crime Victims and Witnesses Act, prosecutors must try to consult with the crime victim before offering or entering plea negotiations.
Y'all heard that?
And consider the victim's written statement if one was prepared before the plea agreement.
Oh, y'all heard that? Y'all heard that? Everybody heard that? Everybody heard that? That's Illinois. Illinois. Y'all heard that? Anybody heard that? Anybody heard that? Didn't the loud lady say the family ain't got nothing to do with it at all? They don't consider what the family want at all. They ain't got that ain't nothing to do with the fitting family. And I'm like, girl, a lot of the states it's required that they have to. You right? But y'all heard that. But okay, I'm gonna start it over.
Here's the clearest way to settle your Illinois-specific part of the disagreement, what the law is, and an actual type of case involving victim input around a plea, along with the statutory basis showing how victims can participate in the plea process in Illinois. Illinois statutory rule on victim consultation in plea deals. Under Illinois law, the Rights of Crime Victims and Witnesses Act, prosecutors must try to consult with the crime victim before offering or entering plea negotiations and consider the victim's written statement if one was prepared before the plea agreement. That statute specifically says, open quote, "The office of the state's attorney shall make all reasonable efforts to consult with the crime victim before enters into negotiations concerning a possible plea agreement and shall consider the written statement if prepared prior to entering into a plea agreement." 725 ILS 125 A15. Key point: victims don't control the plea, but the law requires prosecutors to attempt to consult and consider victims' input. Close quote. Statutory victim impact statements in plea proceedings. Separately, Illinois law gives victims the right to prepare a victim impact statement and require that it be considered by the court during plea proceedings. Open quote, "Any written victim impact statement submitted to the state's attorney shall be considered by the court in its consideration of aggravation and mitigation in plea proceedings under Supreme Court Rule 402, 725 LCS 126B. This means that if a victim submits a statement outlining harm, the court must consider it when evaluating the plea and sentencing. That's a direct case-relevant participation mechanism." Close quote. Examples of victim input in cases, Illinois context. Direct case example, contextual. There aren't as many published Illinois appellate opinions that revolve solely around victims forcing or controlling a plea, because courts generally maintain that pleas are the prosecutor's discretion. But there are Illinois cases where victim statements were considered in the plea sentencing process. People v. Williams, Illinois Appellate Court. Defendant Jetty Williams pled guilty to attempted murder in Cook County. The victim, Leroy Wade, submitted a statement about the effect of the crime as part of the plea and sentencing. The court's opinion discusses the victim's statement as part of evaluating the record and the plea acceptance. Although this case doesn't involve the victim dictating the plea deal, it does show a victim's input being formally considered by prosecutors and the court during plea proceedings. This is exactly what the statute contemplates. Victims can influence how the court views mitigation or aggravation, even in negotiated pleas. Why you won't see cases saying victim forced a plea, because under Illinois law and virtually all states, prosecutors decide plea terms. That's their discretion. Victims have consultation and notice rights, not veto power. Victims can submit impact statements that must be considered at plea sentencing. So you won't see a case where a family legally forced a prosecutor to make an offer, because that's not how the system is structured. But you will see the sort of thing Illinois law supports, and which courts reference. Victims' input must be consulted and can be considered in plea sentencing decisions. How to frame this in a debate. Use language like, open quote, "In Illinois, prosecutors are required to consult with victims before negotiating a plea and must consider victim impact statements in plea negotiations and sentencing under 7.25 ILCS 125-6.
That's the law.
But
Okay.
victims do not have veto authority over plea bargains. That remains the prosecutor's discretion." Close quote. If you want, I can pull specific language from Illinois Supreme Court decisions on how courts describe victim consultation rights in plea contexts.
Okay. So again, when the loud lady said the family has nothing to do with the plea negotiation, she was incorrect. If you didn't understand what AI was saying, it's just telling you that they don't have the veto power, because it's the prosecutors and the judge. They the one that actually say, we going through with it. Family, I'm sorry, we let you down, or we agree, or we disagree. They actually be the one who determine I'm gonna give this plea deal. The defendant chooses they gonna accept it or not, or the judge, whatever. But they do consult with the family. Like that's what I was trying to ask on the panel. And that certain states require that the prosecutor has to talk to the victim before they offer a plea deal. They have to find out how this crime affected an individual. Would a family feel like it would be justice if they give a PDL file 10 years or some shit like that, right? So I just can't. I'm telling you, I wasn't going to address this until she went over there in the human centipede territory, because allegedly some of the reasons that she had against me is because I used to be in the sisterhood, even though I wasn't there that long. And I wasn't there during the saga, so I don't know why people keep trying to connect me with that stuff. I was never Team Brianna and Team LaTruth. I wasn't there when any of that stuff was going out. But you had choice words for me. You didn't like me because who I used to support, but you over there supporting the person who you don't like that I used to support. Make it make sense. Because it don't. Right? But I just want y'all to know, I knew what I was trying to ask. Right? When Upper asked her question, I knew I was trying to find out, hey, if this girl decide to come to her senses and be like, I can't beat this case, I'm not going to win, I might have to take a plea deal and roll on Carlos, right? I was wondering, hey, will Romika's family, with the state going to be able to, talk to Romika's family and ask them how they feel about if a plea deal, is being negotiated. That's the only thing I wanted to know. Does the family have a say-so? And I've seen situations where a family no, they don't agree, and the prosecutors go back and they wind up negotiating because they want to do what the family wants, especially if they feel some type of, heart, if they got some type of heart for the family. But then I also see where people get away with crimes that they shouldn't get away with because the prosecutor chose their political career over doing what's right. Integrity, right? Principles, morals, But anywho, hey, Miss Wright, hey, Miss Shirley, you're going to be here tomorrow? I know you appreciate my live that I'm going to do tomorrow. Make sure you come and view my live tomorrow, sis. I know you'll appreciate that live, Miss Shirley. So, But yeah, I just want y'all to see that that's the only thing I was trying to. Braven said, Neil, you so intelligent. I was just trying to find out, was Illinois one of those states? I just wanted clarification. I didn't want conflict. I didn't want to argue. I have no issues with that lady, right? But clearly she had issues with me because she did bring up my belief. Thank you, Tommy, for reminding me again, right? Because I said, y'all sure that lady ain't see one of my videos? Because I remember when I lost 1/4 of the sisterhood when I made my first God video, churn. They gonna be mad at me tomorrow. Y'all better watch my video tomorrow if you're religious, churn. So, because I'm finna expose a cult, We're gonna talk about people who in a religious cult that I used to be in, right? So, but anywho, all right, so my next part of my live, before I go ahead and wrap it up, I want y'all to hear this impact statement. And I just want y'all to hear this because I covered this case and I just remember that this was a guy who I actually used to really love Polite's teaching, not the spooky stuff like the Newakian teachings and the stuff that when he was taught to Dr. York and stuff, none of that stuff. But when he used to talk about like he was the first person I ever heard say that most people genetically start off it's female first, like genetically, right, like an empty shell. And then I went and looked it up and found out there was some truth behind that scientifically. Polite was like one of my favorite debaters because I used to look up to a certain group of people, and I really used to look up to Polite like how I used to look up to Kevin, even though Kevin was the person who I always give credit regardless of how people feel about him. I always give y'all that man credit about him inspiring me to be like Neo X, how I even came up with the name. And like I said, he didn't create Neo X, he didn't make Neo X, he inspired my Neo X persona on the internet, right? and that Kevin always gave me the boldness because I never met a man so brave in my life, right? When it came down not being afraid of God, like the way he challenged all the gods, it kind of blew me away. So I followed Kevin's teachings for a while, and then I left his teachings for a little bit, and I went over there to Sinetta and then came across Polite. Polite was just my favorite debater. Now, turn to find out, Polite is a goddamn perv, right? And I covered the case. What happened to that young lady was messed up. You know, women can't even trust their boyfriends around their teenage daughters. And even if a man sounds intelligent, because I think that's why a lot of y'all are so impressed by certain people because they speak well, right? Y'all really need to stop that, right? I'm not the best speaker. I have a speech impediment. I be fucking up words all the time, but I'm still, you know, what people deem to be a little above average in intelligence. Now, I ain't no gifted rocket science and nowhere close to that, right? But y'all, I think sometimes y'all people, not y'all, I think some people get so impressed by somebody's vocabulary and that they say words that maybe you're not familiar with. So it sounds like this person should know what they're talking about because they speak educated. But just like I told a friend of mine, one thing I learned, you know, I compare this to people who have a large vocabulary. Just because somebody know a lot of songs don't mean they're a good singer, right? Don't mean if a person is a walking karaoke machine, does not mean they're a good singer just because they know a lot of songs. That's not how that works. You base somebody how good they sound when they sing, not by how many songs they know, right? But if they're singing the song on tune, right? And in the proper notes and they're not straining and it's not flat and you actually enjoy the song. So stop getting hung up on people who just memorize the dictionary, but do not have the comprehension skills or the emotional intelligence to meet people where they are. Why are y'all so impressed with people who want to be known as the smartest person in the damn room? Right? Or shit on people who they think are beneath them. Arguing over them damn degrees, I think is the most dumbest shit that I've seen people doing over there in Nasty Nate. I know a lot of people with degrees who are complete fucking dummies. Only thing they're doing is regurgitating the what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word? They regurgitating the curriculum that was required for them to memorize, right? But I know a lot of I know a lot of degree holding dummies. A lot. Some of the most intelligent people I know never even went to fucking college, but they are a walking encyclopedia. Not everyone can afford the education because y'all know it's expensive. But some of the most intelligent people I know don't have all these degrees. Now, I don't want anybody to think I'm shitting on anybody's accomplishment, right? Because I'm saying, hey, strive for it. There's nothing wrong with it. But to sit up there and try to use that as to say that you're better than somebody else, I'll be quick to humble you like, that's not how that works. If you did the work and they gave you a piece of paper honoring what you did, cool. But just because you did it and this other person couldn't afford to do it doesn't mean you're better than them. Because that poor person who couldn't go get them degrees can probably out-test you, out-speak you, out-think you. Because why? I personally believe your intelligence is a God-given gift. Y'all know I talk about that all the time. Everybody's brain do not function on the same capacity. You got some kids who we like to call mental retardation, right? Who will never become rocket scientists because they can't even, communicate or function shapes and stuff like that. Some people's brain has the capacity to do other things that other people's brain do not. You have God-given talents. So instead of using your talent to degrade people, you should be uplifting the community and supporting each other and loving on each other. That's how I personally feel. Now, I don't want nobody to think I'm shitting on your degrees because, hell, people don't. I actually have a degree. I just don't brag about it. It ain't no master's degree, but I got a little degree behind my back, right? But to me, I'm not just impressed with people who try to use it as a way to say I'm better than you. How? Because you was able to afford to go to school? And then y'all know Nasty Nate, people hand her shit all the time. She don't get hardly nothing. It's plenty of shit that she got that she didn't deserve. Like that navigation test. Didn't even pass it. But somebody felt sorry for her and gave it to her. So she didn't earn her promotion. Somebody gave it to her. You know? Why y'all over there laughing at Tinkers? What Tinker said? What Tinker's over there saying? I see y'all laughing. What Tinker still said? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Tinker said exactly. All they do is memorize data and regurgitate it and back and pass some tests. Look, at the end of the day, I know America has told people that you need degrees to be successful. And in a certain situation, you do. Certain fields, medical field and all that stuff, and law and stuff, I think it's important to show proof that you studied some stuff. But to try to say that that makes you more qualified or you exact and correct on your information is a little disingenuous. Because even though the person who has more degrees than me, who never actually showed the degrees, but I'm sure if she's telling the truth and she does have degrees, her degrees are way higher than what my paper got, right? But just to show y'all that I was trying to get clarification, and I was just saying, hey, I different states are different, but is Illinois like that? Do the family have a say-so in any of this? That's all I was trying to find out. When trying to put my brain against her brain. She really don't want to go there. Okay? She really don't want to go there. Just saying. You don't want to test me. Because I have you questioning your whole existence if you have a 30-minute conversation when it's just me and you and nobody's listening. Right? I have you questioning everything about your whole existence. Down to why you like lasagna, if that's your favorite food. Don't test me. I think different. But I don't credit myself on why I think different. I always give it back up like, hey, that's how the program. This the creator of y'all, what y'all call God. This is hell. I don't create my own damn brain. Only thing I do is observe what I'm going through. The only thing I do is be conscious of it. But your intelligence is a God-given talent. So be humble if you one of the lucky ones or blessed ones who have the ability to grow up to be a doctor or rocket sciences or a cure cancer. It's a lot of smart black children out there who have the brain capacity to cure these diseases and create the best technology out there. But unfortunately, we live in a very racist, suppressive country where they're not going to afford these children the opportunity based off where they live at, the color of their skin, and how much money they got. Right? Unfortunately, some people just not going, a lot of geniuses is just simply not going to make it to college because they could not afford it, or they, whatever, their environment or wherever they live at, unfortunately. But be humble. Because I was like, why was that so important to her? Don't get it. I don't get it. Because I wouldn't even challenge her. On God, I would have accepted at that moment if she would have said, yeah, Neo, I know that because I've looked it up before or I'm familiar with Illinois law. I would have left it alone. Because that's how much I trust a black woman who appeared to seem like she knows what she's talking about, because I ain't never seen her say nothing wrong before when I, check her out, But again, the universe, let the universe, because I know I ain't do nothing to that lady. Neil, she knew she was lying just to be right. And when you challenged her, why you doing that? I can't say that word. I know the word, but I'm gonna fuck it up, so I'm gonna skip it, right? Because I'm good that my speech impediment ready. I can hear it clicking in my head. Oh, I hate you for that. She couldn't honestly commit to the lie. That's why she went love, right? Yeah, so one day I got a video to show y'all, so I can actually tell y'all which type of speech impediment that I have, because some people keep saying I don't, and I'm looking at them like I can prove to y'all that, and I actually have document papers. But there's some words, because Tinkers, what word that you was helping me with today when we was on the phone and I made you say the word slow over and over until my brain caught it? Do you remember what the word was? I'm sorry, y'all, I just want to laugh at myself, because me and Tinkers had a moment where she had to help me So she had to keep repeating the word over and over and over and over until my brain was able to catch it. Cause I hear it in my head, but when I'm getting ready, it's like a misfire in my brain, and that's just a handicap. That ain't nothing I can control. I just had to take speech therapy when I was a kid. Let me see if Tinkers remember the word. Tinkers, you remember the word, sis? Let's see if she remember. I'm gonna wait 30 more seconds to see if she gonna answer. Then I'm gonna move on. Okay, I didn't see. She didn't answer. So it was a word that I was trying to see if she remembered because we was laughing about it in the. But that you said, Neil. A lot of these doctors go back to their office and Google symptoms. Hey, let me tell you what. Let me tell you. Okay, let me tell you a story about it, and refer back to the ICD-10 to give you a dot. My first black doctor that I had, my first I purposely sought out a doctor, and I remember that my ex-girlfriend at the time went to go see her, and I remember after she was our doctor for like a year, my ex wound up having like a bunch of issues like MS and fell back and all that. And I remember when I ran into her in church, I said, "How you missed all those uh signs that this girl was like really having medical issues, right?" And she said she had this app where she just put in symptoms what you describe, and then the app is like Google, and they because it's called practicing medicine, right? So and then the body is a little bit more complicated than people think they are, because you know how many symptoms is a headache. That's why when women, when they have they have different symptoms from when they have heart attacks from men. Women's symptoms are a little different, right? That's why sometimes women don't get to the hospital in time, because they don't have the common symptoms what people, label men having. But I remember, when I thought about it and I talked to her about it, and I remember when I was trying to tell her that I wanted to be natural. This was my first doctor I got now, cool. But my first doctor, and I remember I caught that's what she was doing, and she admitted when I asked her, I was like, that girl wound up being so damn sick. She had a lot of, and you missed all that shit, and you was her doctor for a minute. Like, how you missed all that? So, but yeah, it wasn't Google, but it was this app that they had that she just plugged in the symptoms. And they just give her all these diagnoses. That's why I learned once you do pick your doctor, get the old ones, get the old doctors. Don't get the young doctors. Get the old ones, because the old ones be usually more accurate, and they diagnosis. They seem to seen everything and they be knowing shit. Them old doctors will keep you healthy. So I don't get a doctor that's damn near 100. They'll keep you there longer. He might not be your doctor forever, but it keep you alive a long time. So you said doctors only practice med. That's what she told me when we talked about it. That's why when Mentalizing with Rich said that, I bust out laughing, because I found out one of my doctors, and she was young. She was real young. But the last time I checked, I think she wound up being a dermatologist. So I don't know if she still practiced family medicine. But she admitted that's what she was doing. All right. All right. All right, let me play this victim impact statement for y'all real quick, and then we're going to get to the last part of the show. And then I'm out of here, because I just want to call Candy out. If y'all don't mind, I definitely want to speak on her foolishness. The disrespect, bro. I swear. All right, I'm just trying to. All right, so here's a victim impact statement for the lady who says she never heard of a witness or the victims playing a part. I was trying to see was my name in this one, but my name ain't in this one. But I'm gonna play this so y'all can hear it. And it's covered on the fair use. And then this was actually a Zoom. So all right. Thank you for the $5 a team. Cause I don't know if I said earlier, thank you for your super chat. I got it earlier. And Katessa, thank you for your super chat. I think that was Katessa. I meant to say, I hope I said thank you, because sometimes I get caught up and I would forget to say thank you. Yeah, that was Katessa. Thank you, sis, for the super chat earlier. So all right, so I want y'all to listen to this victim impact statement.
And she will be listed as victim Nowak in the Zoom, and she is requesting, pursuant to Marcy's law, that her identity remain anonymous. So for that reason, she will not be stating her name, but she will be making a statement regarding the. Where would it be? It should say victim, and then in parentheses Nowak. Nope, sorry. You see it when it says victim? Nope.
Okay, yes, 1 second. All right, you may unmute, ma'am.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. All right, so what I'd like you to do is, well, you don't want to give your name, so at this point, just go ahead and you can give us an impact statement. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Michael Nowak. This is the first time I have spoken publicly about what you've done to my daughter and I. I have gracefully remained silent the last 2.5 years. 2.5 years of pain, shock, disbelief, PTSD, constant nightmares, and daily triggers. Trying to help my daughter heal when I'm not even healed myself. What you have done to my daughter, myself, and my entire family is inexcusable. You hurt us all. You made me believe that you were such a great man and you could do no wrong. You made me fully trust you, and for that, my daughter trusted you too. But the truth is, you're a monster, a demon. The very first time that I allowed you to be alone with my daughter, the very first time, and you couldn't even help yourself. You told me you was gonna be right back. You were going downstairs. You were gonna grab food and take vacation pictures. You told me that you wanted to have a one-on-one talk with her about loving and respecting me as a great mother that I was and am. And I actually believed you. I believed that you were going to bring her right back. I thought you were going to have this trusting conversation with her that you promised me. Her and I both trusted you. For a grown man to violate a child who trusted him, you should be ashamed of yourself. You plotted on me and my little girl. The entire time you knew what you planned to do. Isolate, intoxicate, then violate my baby. Shame on you. I trusted you to bring her right back. You were supposed to bring her back the same way that you took her. Instead, you drugged her and took advantage of her. You sexually abused her. You forced alcohol down her throat. You then forced her to see things that no child should ever have to see. You forced her to feel things that no child should have to feel. You forced her to accept violence that no child should ever have to endure. You forced drugs in her that no human should ever even ingest. She's my child. My baby. How could you? How could you? You could have killed her with all the drugs that were found in her system.
Damn.
And you thought your master plan was mapped out perfectly, huh? You thought I'd be dumb enough to believe you over my child. And you thought that money would blind me. You thought I was going to be so blinded that I wouldn't notice when you returned her with bruises all over her body and her mouth busted, uncontrollably shaking. Absolutely not. And although you executed your plan and you got what you wanted those couple of hours, you actually failed. Because look where you're at right now. You have created a lifetime of trauma for my daughter and I. Before you, we never knew evil existed. You brought so much evil into our lives that early morning. And I'll never forget. I called you like 50 times and you wouldn't answer me. And I called her too, but you took her phone. You drugged my baby and you gave her no way to seek help. You left me no way to contact her or even know where she was. I get physically sick now whenever I'm away from my daughter because of you. Something as simple as her going to school, I'm in panic mode. Because I'm scared when she comes back, she's going to be hurt all over again. I constantly have flashbacks of that night. And what she lives with is not okay. She feels uncomfortable around people and will live with this forever, and this is not fair to her. She never deserved this. Shame on you for forcing evil on our youth. And you know, for a year, I questioned, how could you even do this to us? Her and I did nothing wrong to you. We trusted you. I moved across the country because I believed everything that you told me. But it was pure manipulation I see now. All you do is specialize in selling false dreams. How could you do this to an innocent child and mother who simply trusted you? We did nothing wrong. But you know what? I'm done breaking my head trying to question or figure out how you could do such a thing. It's so simple to me now. You're just a sick man. A man you can have a plethora of women, but you secretly prefer to have a child. And it's so clear now. I will never be able to fully trust another person due to the betrayal that you've shown me. And for that, I was not willing to trust 6 strangers and go to trial. Nor was I going to put my daughter through an additional trauma. This plea was in our best interest. You and I both know the evidence is extremely substantial. But even with that, I refuse to have my child be tormented when she's done nothing wrong. All she holds is the truth. And I will say this, although you were so worried about being labeled a sex offender, you did us a huge favor by admitting to guilt, period. So for that, I thank you. I truly thank you. Yes, mitigation took place and I allowed it as long as it meant you going to prison and you getting true help. Because true help means no more victims. The fact that your only non-negotiable was to accept the sex crime shows exactly the type of man that you are. You know what you did in that hotel room. I know what you did, and my daughter knows what you did. DNA doesn't lie. There's no reason why your DNA should have been found on my baby. And yes, I satisfied your bogus request to not be labeled a sex offender, but it doesn't take away from who you truly are. I wasn't going to waste any time going back and forth with you over a label. God will judge you for exactly the person he knows you to be, a sexual predator. So rest assured, jail time equals jail time. And I pray that during your 10 years of sex offender probation, you actually receive the treatment that you need, and it helps heal your sick mind and get the thoughts of being with children out of it. All you care about is your pretend image, but I know exactly who you are now. You want to be this public figure, but you want to do all your evil acts in secret. You're so self-centered. That's why the last time I saw you on February 27, 2021, you fought me. You tried to hold me hostage from taking my daughter to the hospital. I'll never forget that cowardly look in your eyes. I'll never forget it. You were so scared. You were so scared because you realized you messed with the wrong one. Your last words to me, You held me and said, please don't go. You're going to ruin my career. Well, today, September 6th, 2023, my last words to you are, I hope the next 17 years of your life, you're reminded of the disgusting, terrifying, unforgettable act that you've done to my innocent daughter. Shame on you. And although you've caused a tremendous amount of trauma for myself and my daughter, we will and will always be superior of you, because a successful, honest career is something that you could never, ever have. We will both continue to stand against violence. My daughter will continue to persevere and be bright and intelligent and courageous young woman that she is. So Michael Nowak, I hope you enjoy prison, and God bless you.
Wouldn't have blessed him at the end, but you're saying God bless you, but y'all know people religious practices, that's what they believe that they have to do, right? But I wanted y'all to make sure, and I let the whole thing play out, because this was a case in Florida, right? A case that I covered, right? Because I actually know the nigga Polite, right? And, you know, because of Sinetta and his crew, right? But anywho, and I think Saul was in there too when that shit was happening. He finally like did the right thing at the fucking end. But I wanted y'all to hear that this lady said that she was a part of the negotiation on a plea deal. See, I played this audio for the loud lady who came at me so she won't be loud again the next time somebody asks that question. Hey, do the victims have a say-so in the plea deal? Because she said, I never heard. She doubled down on that Nasty Nate live saying that she never heard of a case. But here's a case, well-known case, where she said it in her impact statement, I only satisfied your stipulation for not wanting to be labeled a sex offender just so I don't have to put my daughter through trial. She said the plea agreement and what they agreed to him, the stipulation was in their best interest because she was trying to go ahead and get it over with, because Polite was trying to hold up the negotiation, right, by refusing to take a plea deal if he has to register as a sex offender, right? So the state still found a way to still make him do it. Part of his stipulation is that he has to do 7 years in prison and he has 10 years probation. And in that 10-year, and while he's in prison, he has to take all the classes the sex offenders have to take, right? When he get out, he got to do all the stuff that sex offenders have to do for as they classes and stuff like that. Only thing he doesn't have to do is he doesn't have to register. And the only reason why he was able to get a deal close to that, because he actually had some very expensive lawyers. He had to pay some 6 figures for his lawyers, right? But you've seen that I'm showing you that the state of Florida, the prosecutors wind up letting the victim, the parent of the victim, participate in the negotiation of the deal. She said, I only allowed this and agreed to it because I ain't even want to put my baby through a trial. The same thing my mama told them people when they was trying to make up a plea deal for the man who assaulted me at 15. My mama told them she don't want to put me through a trial. So they felt like the best thing was a plea deal, and they went with what my mother wanted. The prosecutor talked about what they was considering, what the defense was asking for, and then my mama gave a number. She was like, well, maybe, this, I think this might be a suitable time, and looked at me and asked me, was I okay with it? I'm looking at my mom like, hey, I'm rolling with you. This motherfucker pissed, I'm sorry, I'm feeling guilty, but my mom had to let me know I didn't do anything wrong. He's the problem, not you. I'm just a damn teenage girl developing. That's on him, right? I'm thinking I'm putting my mama through a lot of burden and shit because this motherfucker, right? But I knew that based off of my own case, that my mom participated in the plea deal. And then a recent case that I know, Florida does it all the time. That's why ChatGPT brought it up, saying Florida has a law. One of their statutes that, hey, they got to reach out and tell people what's going on. When there's a plea deal finna be negotiated, they got to, they want to hear what the victims have to say. Do they want more or less time, or do they agree with whatever the prosecutor comes up with? They just can't veto it. But we would have eventually came to that conclusion if I was just simply allowed to speak. And again, I just wanted to know what was Illinois' practice. That's it. Just try to see what Romika family could be facing, just in case Holly decide to come to her senses and turn on Carlos to get a lighter deal, so she can possibly see her kid when she get out. Now, me personally, I hope they throw the book at her ass. Personally, if she fight the case, I hope they throw the fucking book and bury her under the jail. Don't feel sorry for her at all, right? But I was just wondering what could the family be facing, because I've seen situations where a person pleads out the second degree unaliving, right? And they wind up getting like, I think like 10 years, 10, 15 years. I've seen cases like that just watching true crime TV shows or true crime, documentaries on YouTube where the person didn't even, I seen one man got 15 years and he killed his wife, but he also was, and the wife was, but he got 10 years in prison and 5 years probation because he pled guilty to second degree murder, even though he clearly unalived his wife in cold blood. But they was able to, somehow he was able to get a messed up deal because he let him tell it. He just lost control. His wife was a nagger, and she just pushed him too far, and he was able to get away with that. Like, did 10 years. Like, it's sick. So that's the point that I was trying to make, right? So, but what Polite did was disgusting. The mom, I get why she took the plea deal. If I knew her personally, I would have told her to just be patient and fight harder, because this nigga need to be locked up, because this man couldn't, you said it yourself, he couldn't wait to get your daughter. As soon as the first time you ever left her alone with him, the first time, he instantly pounced on her because he was preying on her the whole time. That's how predators operate. Exactly how they operated. While she was crying, she said the first time, and the only thing you was do was supposed to take her downstairs. Take her downstairs to take pictures and get food. How this baby wind up at another hotel across town full of drugs and her mouth bruised and swollen up and his DNA all over her, only God actually knows what happened. Even though the baby girl was able to give the testimony of what she can remember when he was forcing her to puke up the drugs. I still remember what the police report of what that baby girl said happened to her. Even though there was a lot of people saying she was lying because they was trying to worship, Polite nasty ass. Even though I saw right through it. I said, I believe the little girl. Why would she make that up? That's too detailed. Then she went to the hospital. They found drugs and her lip was busted. Why would she? I ain't need no DNA evidence to believe her. Right? But once the DNA evidence thing came out, that's when everybody jumped ship on him. Like, we can't defend that, Polite. But I turned my back on him when I first heard that baby statement. I knew that baby wasn't lying. You almost killed that girl. He had to make her throw up the drugs so she won't OD. You said I believe there is no rehab for these type of men. This is who they will always be. Yeah. Feed them to I'm with you on that. That's why I say I don't run the country, because if I ran the country, they would be out of here, or what they call excommunicated. They be somewhere surviving. You're on your own. You're not allowed into civilization. So, but yeah. But I would have told this lady to fight. But she felt like that's what she had to do was best for her child, and she said it. I only agreed to this shit, nigga, because I ain't want to put my baby through a trial. And we ready to move on with our life. You still going to prison, and you still going to have to take those sex offender classes, and your career is over. No, you don't have to register as a sex offender, but everybody knows what you done did. So, but I just want y'all to hear. That's why I said the main point of this, I wanted so the loud lady can finally hear a case where the victim definitely had impact on what the plea agreement was and what the prosecutor wound up presenting, and the defense agreed to it or whatever. So, but what's crazy though, I don't know if you see this part. It said if Polite, aka Michael Nowak Jr., receives any other type of charges in the next 17 years, he has to do the full 61 years. That's another thing that people forgot, that if he violates probation, right, and gets any new charges, usually they do felony. I think misdemeanors, they'll probably let you slide depending on what it is. But if he gets any charges within those 10 years, right, that nigga gotta actually go to prison and do 61 years. So I don't know if he gonna, what he gonna do, but I'll be trying to plot on him. You feel me? If it was me, I'll be trying to plot on his ass. I wouldn't plant no drugs on him, but I'll be watching everything. Every time I think this man committed the felony, 911, yeah, I think they trafficking or something. Like, I don't know. I'll be snitching on this nigga every time I seen him. So, but them cult people, bro. All right, so let me get to the last part of this live. Okay, I'm going to talk about Candy. Because I've seen something that was a little weird. But hold on, let me see what y'all talking about in the chat. Beautiful Queen, I don't know if you still in here, sis. Love you. So I know I meant to speak to you early when you came in. Shout out to the GG sisters. So, but I don't know if you still in here, sis, but I meant to say hey to you earlier. Some people in this world going crazy. I just know God is upset and hurt. Yeah, girl. I mean, people have different concepts of God. So I don't even disagree or agree with that. Something. I just know this matrix is scary. You already know my philosophy, honey. If you ask me, we live in this damn simulation. I tried to argue with Tinkers about that this morning, messing with me about willpower, But it's a lot. So I just know that these women who I've been viewing their behavior online, these people like this, I swear they studying these people. There are people in the lab coat just watching the YouTube videos of people in the sector, studying Nasty Nate and her crew and all that, because I never seen senior citizens act like this. This is wild to me. These are like good older women. These ain't children. These ain't 19-year-old, 20-year-olds acting a goddamn fool like this. And then switching sizes and flopping and no principles, no integrity. None. Now I heard D Ham over there saying that a Nasty Nate's not evil. And I'm like, we'll agree to disagree on that one, bro. Anytime a woman can call a deceased person and mock them, that's all I need to know. Even though there's other reasons why I don't have a problem calling her evil and why me and ChatGPT got into an argument about it. And I won the argument with the AI, right? So, but seeing people just say that, I mean, I don't get this. I don't get it. I don't understand the flip flopping and whatever. And they be like, "Oh, Neil, you flip flop." Well, no, I didn't. I was never on a side. I just decided once I don't have no loyalty to sisterhood, why can't I not, chill with people who I actually never had a problem with and enjoy their content? I told Upper I would have wish I would have known about her. I just never watched her because I was trying to be loyal because I was so convinced because these women told me that they were such terrible people. But all that flip-flopping and switching things and stuff, I'm gonna do what's right. At the end of the day, if we ever had a problem, it was a disagreement, or you was just defending somebody who I was beefing with, I just don't take it personal. It's natural to defend a friend. The only people who I haven't forgave or who I don't fuck with is people who naturally just came after me for no goddamn reason at all. Like, there's some people, I don't know if you notice, I'm not even trying to reconcile with them. I don't care. But other people like, Dawn and, Upper says she ain't never come for me like that. So, but other people who I've been chilling with, even when I tried to be cordial with Am, it ain't nothing. Do I have any personal issues against Am? No, I don't even know Am like that. I just know her from the drama. But I really don't know her like that. It's just I can't support her anymore because it's just getting out of hand over there with that Holly stuff. And I decided to draw a line. I can't rock with you if you're a Holly supporter, and I can't support your content, But then I heard she said wild stuff. I'm not going back and forth with her either. I'm not going back and forth with anybody. If you ain't Nasty Nate, you ain't getting no videos, no response. It is what it is. So if you ain't her, you wasting your time. So okay, so you is in here. She said, "I love you too. That's my dog. That's my dog. That's my dog." So love yeah, girl. Love you. You're stuck with me, girl. You can't leave now. Anyway, you were never in the saga. That's why I told them when they was trying to say, well, you talking about people. I said, I wasn't in that shit. Like the fuck wrong with you? I ain't owe nobody. I thought the sisterhood was something else and it wound up being something else. You know, shit. I thought it was women empowerment. I ain't know that shit was no damn cult, you know? And I don't even judge you, Tinkers, because you was actually trying to play the process of changing her the environment, and you know you wanted her to be bigger and get away from the toxic shit. Right? So I don't even judge you for being a loyal friend after a while. I'm just glad you saw the light, you know? So I don't judge you at all. So ain't nothing wrong with trying to be patient with your friend as you encouraging them to do better. That's why God took you away from her and gave you to me. So come and sprinkle your little fairy dust, Tinkers. Get the fairy dust, get the sprinkling so I can get my ass on that because I showed Tinkers my little gym. I got a treadmill, a bicycle, and the little glute. What's that glute bike where it's supposed to get your booty firm? I bought that on TikTok. Fell for it. Okay. Sprinkle your little sprinkle dust, your fairy dust, so I can get my ass in there and work out, right? Because I'm lazy, okay? I admit it. I lazy, right? But I got to get moving. I got to move my body. So being a truck driver will make you lazy. Then the weight that I put on, you know, good eating. But I got to lose this weight. You know, I know y'all be telling me I'm still cute and when I'm chubby, but I appreciate it. But I want to be a little thinner. You know what I'm saying? I want to go back down to a certain size. Because certain outfits that I want to wear, I can't wear no more. So, got to get it down. So, but yeah, sprinkle that sprinkle dust. God gave you me, okay? Gave me you. Right? God did that. You mine. That's playing. I love you, girl. You know I love you, sis. I love you, Tinkers. But all right. So that's my dog. I love me some Tinkers, y'all. Tinker's solid. So, but anywho, all right. So let's get into this shit though. This is the last part of my live, and I'm gonna end it now. When I got wind of this, I ain't even want it to be true, right? I was like, are y'all sure that's what she was saying? I goes and mosey my way over to, you know, the person who y'all call Nasty Nate Lapdog, even though Chat GPT wound up confirming. Before I started calling you that, the Chat GPT actually called you that first before I did, right? So, you know, now, you know, I usually argue with my AI in public, right? But my AI confirmed that how you moving, they understand why people call you that, right? But I want to talk about this post, man. I want to talk about this post. I'm going to talk about this post. Because somebody help me make it make sense. Please, somebody help me make it make sense. Oh, God. Now, I'm finna tell y'all how I truly, genuinely feel. And then I try not to fuck with Candy because y'all know I love me some Candy when I was in that group. It is what it is. I got along with the girl. We got along. We had a lot in common. I used to love me some Candy. It is what it is, right? I just didn't know she was. I didn't realize that she might be a little. All right, I didn't realize that. Because she's intelligent, got a good job, you know, all that type of stuff, right? But, okay, I realize that now, right? Now, I don't want to, I'm trying to cold break this, right? It's either Candy is obsessed, has an unnatural obsession with Nasty Nate, or she is in love with Nasty Nate. This is where the cold breaker is going, because I'm trying to give her the benefit it out. Now, everybody else been saying that they do this. I don't know. I ain't seen no signs, not even from Candy. I ain't seen no signs. Now, Nasty Nate, I see gay shit in her all the time. I ain't getting that vibe from Candy, right? At all. Usually I can pick up on this shit, but you know, people say they was doing this, you know, in the room. Okay, whatever. I didn't see anything. But it's either she has an unnatural, like, and I can't say parasocial because I know I was using that word parasocial, but I can't say parasocial because they actually met, right? So they don't met, they friends. It's either she has this unnatural. It remind me of, y'all remember the movie Selena, right? You remember the lady who wound up unaliving Selena. You remember the manager or whatever because she found out she was. You remember like that obsessed, or whatever. Like when she realized, like I don't know. I'm trying to think of another movie where the friend was like obsessed with the person's life, that she used to sneak in their house and put on her clothes, and it's not healthy. This is not healthy, right? Because I get advocating for your friend, hyping them up, but when it come down to you just blatantly fucking lying and doing too much, it's either you obsessed with this lady or you in love with her, and maybe y'all been suppressing y'all desires, or maybe y'all active on your desires. I don't know. It is, love is love. I'm a proud lesbian woman, no judgment, right? But the only time when I kept looking at this, and I kept saying, the only time that I had a woman so far up my ass like this, she was trying to fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? She know I'm a Leo, so they kind of know that, you blow their head up, we gonna go ahead and open them legs too. You got to make us feel special. You know what I'm saying? You got to feed our, ego, that natural ego that we have inside us, right? You got to blow a Leo head up. You gotta let them know let us know we the shit, right? Last time somebody was like talking to me, I was like, oh, this bitch, you trying to fuck? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm finna read this. I'm gonna read this, and y'all tell me if I'm reaching a little bit, okay? Now, does anybody know why Black history was formed in the United States? Let's just real quick. Does anybody know why America adopted Black history and made it a national recognition? Because it's not considered a holiday, is it? Because it's a whole month, but when they nationally acknowledge that February is Black History Month. Did anybody know? Right? All right, so I asked Google, right? And it says that Black History Month was aligned with the birthdays of Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass, because I guess Abraham's birthday is in the 12th, Frederick Douglass in the 14th. Two figures that was central to the emancipation of enslaved people, right? It used to be called Black History Week in 1926, but it was extended to a full month in 1976, right? But right, Black History Month was to honor Black people who contribute to Black history, like a form of excellence, right? It's supposed to highlight the month serve as a highlight of Black history, right? And anything that a Black person did that contribute to society or the betterment of their people, right? It's about Black excellence, right? Like the point is the person has to wow. Oh God. The person has to contribute something to society, like, George Washington Carver, the man who took the peanut and invented every goddamn thing you could think of, right? But peanuts made deodorant for your funky bitches. Like, I mean, did anything, the peanut king, right? Like, they have to contribute something to society, right? Or they did something specifically impactful for the advancement of Black people, right? Pretty much what Black History Month is, right? And usually we will recognize the first Black person to do this or the first Black person to do that. Like, y'all kind of remember that from school, right? I'm not really sure. Who got? Oh my. Why Candy is giving Nasty Nate accolades and praises for Black History Month? Oh God. Oh God. I'm confused. I'm confused. Okay, so let's read what she said. Let's read what she said. All right, all right, all right. Because at first I was like, did she say anybody else? Let me look to see if anybody else got recognition on Black History Month. Let me be fair. Let me go back and see if there's anybody. No, hold on. Let me see. Let me go to her page. Maybe there was somebody else she shot out. Let me go look. Let me look. So let me see. Nah, no, nothing. Okay, lying about God. Okay. All right. Okay. Posting the same thing. Okay, is this a Black History? Oh no. Okay, is that her? Okay. Okay, she did post something in Black History. Okay. Okay, 7 days ago. Cause I was like, whew. Okay. So she did. I don't see her posting other people, but she definitely put this thing up in honor of Black History. So she knows what fuck it is. Black History Month is a reminder that everything they tried to erase still stands. Our ancestors' dream so we could build, okay? So she even is now acknowledging that she knows what the purpose of Black History Month. All right, so she not dumb. This is why I keep telling you this girl is not dumb. This is why this shit be pissing me off, right? But then I said it might be a mental thing, obsession, or love, right? Because I'm like, everybody know what Black History is. Who you supposed to recognize in Black History Month, right? So let's go back to her post about Nasty Nate. Let's read this shit, bro. Somebody brought this shit to my attention. I said this girl is wild. I can't even say she trolling because it sounds like she means every fucking word. So I can't even call it trolling, right? So, all right. Let's read this. All right. Black History Month spotlights. She said Black History Month spotlights Amora Latrice Davis Johnson, right? A retired U.S. Army captain. Okay. Breast cancer survivor, world traveler, and business owner. Educated, accomplished, and still elevating while pursuing her master's degree in legal study. That alone speaks discipline, focus, and unstoppable drive. All right. Okay. Let's go ahead and let's stop real quick. The retired U.S. captain, it's kind of hard for me to be proud and feel a person achieved something that I know they didn't deserve. See, she ran her mouth and told that herself, that she didn't pass her navigation test. So she got a promotion that she didn't deserve. So I'm gonna ask you to cross that out her list. Even though she got the title, right? She got the promotion, but it was through sympathy, right? A person felt sorry for her because I don't know, y'all know she, have narcissistic traits. So she probably cried, and the person just gave it to her, right? Y'all ever heard her cry? I heard her cry for 12 seconds. I know how bad it can be, right? Now it's kind of hard. Now the breast cancer survivor thing, I ain't gonna shit on that because I've known people who don't lost their lives to breast cancer, right? But breast cancer affects all different women, no matter what color you are. White women die from breast cancer, black women die from breast cancer, right? She was able to, survive breast cancer. I ain't gonna shit on that, right? That's part of why she's obsessed with other people's breasts because she can't play with her own no more. No shot at anybody who had the double, what is called double, what is called when the women get both of their breasts. Like no shot of any woman who's currently watching my live who's dealing with breast cancer or who has the double mastectomy or something. I forgot what it's called when a person gets. I forgot it when they get both of their breasts removed. Or if anybody who had to get their breasts removed because of breast cancer, I'm not making fun of that. That's not funny. I actually had a breast cancer scare recently. Turned to find out I'm okay, right? But they was concerned about. I actually had to keep taking tests over and over until they were sure it wasn't what they thought it was, right? So anybody going through that, I hope you get the healing and the treatment that you need and you survive too. So I'm never gonna shoot at. Yeah, that word, right? Right. So I ain't gonna bash her for that, even though I don't know what that has anything to do with Black History Month, because everybody gets breast cancer. I mean, any race of person can get breast cancer. Hell, men can get breast cancer, right? But anywho, world traveler. Tinkers, you ever traveled before? Anybody in my um anybody on the chat? Have anybody ever traveled before? Because I know plenty of people in the military. That's part of y'all duties to travel. And if your husband has to go to certain places, if you're married, you're gonna travel too. So anybody who's in the military, is that not a common thing? Because got a lot of family in my military. Reason why, I mean, I have a lot of military people on my family, especially on my dad's side, right? And I know that the reason why they're so well traveled because they're in the military and it's required. And if they retired and their spouse is still working, sometimes they follow their spouse. Hell, I dated a military brat before, and she talked about reason why they done been all over the goddamn world because they had to go where her dad went. She done lived in Germany and Korea and Africa and China, and she done lived in all over the different. She got to leave. They were military brats. They was always leaving and moving. So that's a common thing for people who's in the military, right? To travel a lot, right? You said I travel. Sunshine said I travel. Yeah, okay, sis. Well, are you in the military? Because I'm trying to see how does that contribute to Black excellence or the advancement of Black people or what's the word? Contributing to society to change the conditions of the. I'm trying to see how is traveling a flex if your career was based around doing that. That's like me bragging about being traveling the United States and visiting a bunch of states when I was an OTR truck driver. That would be so dumb for me to flex and say, well, I'm well traveled in the states of the United States of America. I done been to every state. That's like me flexing on that, even though my job required me to drive all over. Hell, my favorite state was Oregon to drive to because it's so pretty. Right after that, I'll probably say like North Dakota, Washington State. Like up in that area, them states are beautiful, right? Very beautiful. Make you believe in God, you know? But that's like me saying that as a truck driver. Like anybody else? Yes, I've been outside. Tinker said, yes, I've been in several countries outside the U.S. and it wasn't with the military. Okay, so you're well traveled. So am I missing something? Do Black people don't travel? Because my baby sister is not in the military and that whole been all over goddamn globe. You know what I'm saying? She traveling. The only reason why I ain't like follow her, I don't like to really get on planes like that, so I ain't in a rush. I had the opportunity to go to Korea last summer and I just didn't. I decided to put it off. But yeah, I had a chance to go to Korea, you know. Yeah, not to work, just to, chill with some family. I had a chance to go to China too. Turned that down for a job. So, am I missing something? Like, I ain't even trying to be funny because I'm listening to the stuff she's naming, and I'm trying to see if is there something that the Black people don't do. Black people don't travel because I know a lot of Black people that do travel. Is there a breakthrough that Nancy Nate come up with a new way of traveling that Black people save money? Or Black people wind up going to different countries and getting jobs and learning different cultures. This is something. What is special about well traveled? Like, can somebody help me out with that? What that mean? Is she better than other people who don't travel like her? Even though she was in a career field that required her to do such. Am I missing something? What does that have to do with Black hair? I'm trying to figure that out. I'm really trying to figure that out. That's why I'm trying to tell you. Okay, I tried to push back and say it wasn't true, but I'm thinking, yeah, it is. Yeah, I think y'all were on to something. Okay, I just didn't want to tell it. Now it's either obsession or in love. Either way, it could go both ways. Either way. I think the breast argument. I respect your intelligence. I think it's breast augmentation. No, that's not the word. It's the girls put it in there. Let me see where that word was. Mastectomy. Am I saying that right, y'all? But I know it's something like that when they take the breast. So But I know some women who don't. That's what I try not to. I try not to make fun of her about the breast thing because I know one of my her mom died from breast cancer. So that ain't nothing I try to make fun of Nasty Nate about. It's just I can't unhear when Upper said that she pulls her boobs off and put it on the dresser. I just can't unhear that. So but anybody who's going through that, I swear to God, my heart goes out to you and I hope you survive and get the treatments because I know how scary that is. I had a scare, so my anxiety was through the roof. Like, no, I don't want no cancer, bro. Y'all know I lost a friend a couple of years ago to cancer. It wasn't breast cancer, but who wants cancer? Nobody wants cancer. Nobody wants cancer, right? But cancer sucks because it seems like it's taking the best people out of here, man. So she look at her. What's that? Okay. You know what? Fuck it, Tikas. Fuck it. I'm gonna just hear it. I gotta hear the word because now you're trying to get me to pronounce it, and now it's stuck in my head. I want to say it right now because now she's trying to help me pronounce it. Mastectomy. Mastectomy. Okay. Access close. I'm saying it close. I'm not butchering it too bad. So, mastectomy. All right. So, Tinkas, you sitting up here trying to help me pronounce it, but this is according to the word. She closer to how it's pronounced, breaking it down like that. It's mastectomy. So, thank you, Miss Dee Dee. Because I'm telling you, but the way that shit like that, I can hear the word clear as day in my fucking head, but I go to pronounce it, I'll fuck it up. Some people don't see me do that shit in real time and then correct myself instantly, but I just knew it, I just know it. So, but okay. So let's get back to this. Let's get to better. All right, because I'm trying to see, like I said, the breast cancer thing. I ain't gonna make fun of that, but I just can't unhear what Upper said. It was funny. I'm sorry, it was funny, right? When she said she'd have to do that. But anybody who going through that, my heart goes out to y'all for real. All right, so let's see. And a business owner. Okay, well, I ain't gonna shit on business. Black entrepreneurship is definitely encouraged over here, so I ain't gonna downplay that. Educated, accomplished. Okay, yeah, I know how I feel about the education thing. I know too many educated dummies, so I don't give people too many stars for that. I give you a star for trying to work the white man system. The white man system say you need an education to get paid well. Only for the white man eventually tell y'all that they fired a bunch of black women. Y'all definitely should have watched my video when Trump administrator fired over 300K black women who are well qualified and well educated. So those degrees don't mean nothing if the white man don't let you through the door. But anywho. Okay, successful YouTube blogger. Anybody want to push back on that before I give my opinion? A successful YouTube blogger. Now, anybody? Because I disagree with that, right? Now, I know people were arguing about, her showing how much she made, right? That she made 100K. So she say, even though she keeps showing y'all the estimated earnings, right? And before the lady who came for me tried to challenge her and said, no, don't show us your estimated payout. Show us what you actually got paid. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. If y'all really want to know how much somebody get paid, go pull their taxes. Hell, how you debunk that, right? But like I said, I'm gonna disagree with the successful thing. I'm not gonna say she's a successful YouTuber, and I mean this without even trying to be funny. but she's not a successful YouTuber. She's a successful cult leader, right? Because I showed y'all when she talks about anything outside of drama and cover other things that people topic, her views drop slash and half too, just like our views drop. Right, when I do my teachings and stuff, I don't have 100 or 60 people in here when I teach. When I teach, I get 20 or less sometimes when I'm teaching. Right, but I'm gonna disagree with that. She a successful YouTuber? No, she's a successful cult leader, and that when I made that image, let me see. When I made that image, let me show y'all something real quick. I know it was funny, but it's funny but sad at the same time because it's a true statement, right? Let me show you. When I made, let me take this down real quick. She made a post saying that she was independent by design, and I put dependent on suckers by design because honestly, this lady has found a way to trauma bond with a bunch of women on the internet who develop. It's like a sycophant. Like this is a sick environment, toxic. When you actually talk to these women and get to know them, they have nothing going on for themselves. They're bullies themselves. Their kids don't fuck with them. Husbands leaving them, broke, living in hotels, beggars like Hokey Pokey, right? Brokey, the Brokey. You find out that these are not women of substance, right? So that's probably why they so impressed by this lady's accomplishments, even though I can put my aunt up here, and the only thing that they have different is my aunt is not a content creator. But surviving medical scare, she just went through her medical scare, all that. High ranking officer, she went way past captain, actually pretty high. Well traveled, even told me if I wanted to go live with her, I could. Like, I think she in Hawaii the last time I checked, right? So I know women of this type of caliber, right? But with her, this lady stayed dissing her own audience by making it seem like she's so better than them, she's so educated, she's more wealthy or whatever. And I'm like, it's the brokey, uneducated, dumb motherfuckers that's keeping you there. You know that, right? You not a successful YouTuber. What's up, Mika? What up, girl? Where you been at? Where you been? You been all right, sis? But shout out to Thug and Mika. So my favorite thug, But you're not a successful YouTuber. If y'all want to know what a successful YouTuber, Tasha K, or my favorite YouTuber, Lovely T. Right, that's everybody know that's my favorite YouTuber, Lovely T. A man named Mr. Baldwin, one of my favorite YouTube channels. Right, a successful YouTuber can make a show about anything and they gonna make money. Nasty Nate is like, what's the girl name? Jeannie was saying, panhandling and found a way to manipulate these women to give her money, because I actually seen the shit in real time where she would go to her panel and start crying about what they said, or they're jealous of me and they don't want me to have no supporters, and them dummies just give up money, right? So I said, no, dependent on suckers by design, but if you cut out that other shit, you ain't gonna get the numbers. You surviving off of suckers, and unfortunately, a sucker is born every day. Now, Neil X wasn't no sucker. That's why I seen right through your shit, right? That's why I stopped sending you super chats. That's why I never bought a fucking raffle ticket, because I know a hustle when I see one. I'm from the damn streets, growing in projects, right? So I know when a motherfucker hustling, right? Only thing I was willing to pay was for the experience. So yes, I bought tickets to a sisterhood retreat for the experience. That's it. And for a community, because I really wanted to bond with the women, because I thought it was a group for Black excellence, like Black women, cultivating each other. It's not that. It's about keeping this hoe rich. It's making her money, not them. She don't give a damn. Hokey Pokey, she only gave you $25 when you told her that you needed rent. You know what I'm saying? You about to get evicted, about to get kicked out of your place. And the lady who bragging about making $100K a year only gave you $25. Sis, if me and you was cool at that time and you told me you need help on your end, I, a truck driver, would at least send you about $100, right? $100 can pay a bill, like, you know what I'm saying? But $25, anywho, but good thing we're not friends because now we see you a crappy friend. But anywho, and then all the successful YouTubers that I know, not all, but the ones I know that I watch, they pay their moderators. They pay the manager moderators, not the standard, because y'all know if any content creators, y'all know it's two different type of moderator jobs you can have. They pay their moderators. Successful, right? Just saying. But she's not a successful YouTuber. Candy, you might be obsessed with this lady and want to sniff her fucking drawers or whatever and send her $400 glasses or whatever the fuck they say you bought her. You might want to waste your money trying to buy this lady love, because even though she rocking with you right now, but as soon as you displease her, I don't think you're beyond being dismissed either, right? Because she know there's another sucker ready to take your place, right? So maybe you want to buy her love and kiss her ass, because I'm looking through your post and I was waiting for the part where you showed me where she did anything specifically for you or the community of Black people. But you're worshiping her self accomplishments, even though there's nothing spectacular about her accomplishment. Because I know women with those same same history of life, right? Besides the YouTube thing, you know. But I know too many people with the same accomplishments, and I'm just not impressed. I'm not impressed because I know that she runs a cult. She's a successful cult leader. She's smart enough to know how to manipulate people who lack self-love and who wants to belong and wants to fit in because their personal life sucks. The people who the children that they birthed and pushed out of their little rotten ass coochies, right? Kids don't fuck with them, right? Kids do not fuck with them at all. Or in a relationship where they know a man whooping their ass but have so much to say about LaTrue, right? I know a lot of those women are broken. Hell, I don't talk to them, right? But they got this. It's a psychological connection. I just, you know, it's bad. And she had over 3 years to form this connection with these people. And I'm actually going to talk about cults. I want y'all to stay tuned because I'm going to have something special for y'all Tuesday, where we're going to explain to you and show you how a cult leader can actually influence thousands over time with the right message, right? And then sometimes you gotta, when you wake up, once you wake up and see what you was involved in, you can't unsee it. She's a successful cult leader, not YouTuber, Candy. I disagree. You the one obsessed with that lady. You were. I'm not. I would never try to buy nobody's love. You feel what I'm saying? So, but anywho, let's get back to Candy's, because I'm trying to see what any of this shit that she said got anything to do with Black History Month. So then she said, you successful YouTuber blogger, I disagree with that. She has a cult following that y'all pay her bills. It is what it is. She's not going to grow no further either, right? Respect legal analysts. Let me turn my soundboard on. Let me turn my sound. I ain't even read that part because I only read the first part. Y'all give me 1 second. Let me turn my shit on. Let me turn my shit on. I can't believe y'all see this. Y'all see what I just read. Y'all heard what I just said. This some bullshit right here. Hold on.
Bluetooth connected.
There we go. Where my soundboard at? Did y'all? You said finish reading. I am. Give me a minute. I am. Ooh, Lord. That's what's going on. I'm telling you. That's what's going on. Gotta be. Ooh, Lord.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
Okay. This girl said successful YouTube blogger and respected legal analyst whose voice informs, empower, and reaches thousands.
Emotional damage.
I'm gonna read it again, y'all. A successful YouTube blogger and respected legal analyst whose voices inform and empower and reaches thousands. Mm.
You stupid.
Did y'all letting that marinate? Anybody letting that marinate? I'm gonna read it again one more time before I give my opinion. Make sure I'll let it marinate. Please let it marinate. A successful YouTuber, blogger, and respected legal analyst whose voices informs, empower, and reaches thousands. Y'all let that marinate. Only thing, there's only one thing in that damn sentence that was true, that thousands of people seen her video. That's how thousands of people know that she's fucking wrong all the time. Right? Thousands of people know that everything that she said about Holly's case, she was wrong. Everything that she predicted. I remember the first argument between me and her why Holly wasn't even arrested. Y'all remember when she got on there and said Holly was not going to get arrested? Who remember that? Who remember she was low-key trying to brag and say the family told her that Holly case was going to get dismissed. The investigation they was going to drop the case. I remember because I argued with her on the phone about it, trying to explain to her that being that they didn't dismiss the case by now is actually a bad sign for Holly. It means they're still investigating. There's something out there that they're trying to find out. Right. Who remember that? Who remember when she kept saying Holly was going to get out because some goddamn headphones in the ear? Even though y'all know I stay wearing headphones and I know that you can hear through headphones, right? Especially if you don't have nothing playing. So, who remember all the stuff that she claimed was going to happen that didn't happen? Lying about the witnesses, lying about what was said, lying about there being footage of the shooting. Said it was caught on what's called CCT camera, CVT camera, whatever it's called. Who remember that? She said it was caught on pod. The shooting was caught on the pod camera. Who remember when she was saying that Quadre had a video? Remember, I was the first one to say he clearly does not. If he would have had a video, TMZ would have been bought that shit from him. Right? Or Shade Room, somebody would have paid him for a video if he had to shoot it. I remember. Who else remember? That girl said Nate is a legal analyst. Anybody else want to remember how many times Nasty Nate been alone? When she can't even comprehend the law when she reads it. And at first I didn't want to believe it until I witnessed it myself. Right? I might not be the best reader, like reading out loud, but I can read to myself silently just fine and comprehend what the fuck I just read and just heard. Right? And then I got it. I said, well, y'all know she couldn't read a damn military map when they was trying to teach her land navigation. So I can see where it can get a little jumbled up. Yeah, I can see that. I can see how she can say, when somebody come on her panel and say that you dots, contestant, for her to say I didn't dots, show you that she doesn't understand the law. She's just been getting away with it because the right people ain't get it reported the way they should. But I keep telling y'all, don't give up. Keep reporting it. Keep reporting it. Don't give up. Katie, you going to fucking hell for this shit. Like, for real. Like, this is some sick shit. Sis, I can't even like excuse it or vouch. Like, this is sick. How can you sit up here and say a bitch that sit up there and pretend to call a deceased black mother who her son is going to possibly see that video and that audio, because everybody knows anything on the internet stays and lasts forever. It's forever. How you going to sit up here and say a fucking bitch that called a deceased black woman, right? And called and laughed in between the calls because she couldn't answer the phone because she was deceased. Remember when she was like, Ramika? You remember? Empowered who? Who she empowered, Candy? Because you full of fucking shit. And if your husband wind up leaving you because of your obsession with a nasty Nate, it would be well deserved. Empowered who? You sick weirdos? Who? Who life has changed because Nasty Nate came into it? Or are you hoes just getting off on what you addicted to? Misery, because your fucking lives are miserable. Some of you hoes are still reliving your trauma in high school when bitches used to pick on you because you ain't have nice clothes, or you smelled funny, or you stank, or you was ugly, or you was fat, or whatever the fuck was wrong with you. So now y'all sitting on the internet cyberbullying people on the internet through your little keyboards and your little text message screen. Some of you hoes ain't never get through your fucking trauma. Right? You're living out your high school days, acting like fucking children. That's why I say you hoes disgust me, man. Very disgusting behavior. Because for you to sit up here and type that fucking lie, analyst, this hoe gave y'all a whole storyline based off of one photo. And look, foolish with more photos and more camera angles come out, right? She couldn't even comprehend the TPO thing when people was trying to explain that shit to her. She was so wrong about the TPO, the serving of the TPO, and how it would work. This bitch went as far as said that the fucking news anchor was lying and making shit up. That the news anchor got it wrong. Not that she got it wrong. That she was incorrect. The news anchor was incorrect. Only to find out as more story come out that Romika was never served the damn TPO. Like we all kept saying, clearly, because she got a default judgment. Common sense will tell you that. Right? And that when Tia said that they were still trying to serve the TPO, even after Romika's death, it's proof that she never got the damn TPO. Legal analyst, this whole had you dumb bitches over there thinking that a TPO was a right to kill, a license to kill. On God, had you hoes thinking that in the beginning. A legal analyst, she don't even comprehend what she's reading. Candy, cut that shit out, because you actually educated and got a good goddamn job, and then wind up getting your investigation license. Why you doing this shit, man? What y'all trying to prove? What's the point of lying for her? She sucks. She's a terrible individual. You might be in love with that bitch and might be fucking or want to fuck her. Only God knows. But why are you doing this sick shit on Black History Month and disrespecting Black people who really contribute to our society to better our life? What the fuck are you serious? An analyst? She's been wrong about all that shit. You know that, right? Or you don't care? There was no footage. And I kept saying, if there was a footage of the shooting and they still did not drop the charges, didn't dismiss the case against Holly, I kept saying clearly there ain't no footage. Because if it was a footage that clearly showed self-defense, Holly case would have been dismissed. I kept saying that shit over there. But what I was called? I watched too many crime movies. I was laughed at. Very spoken to, like the woman started being condescending and questioning my intelligence, telling me I need to be careful who I listen to, who I watch. Didn't realize that I'm smarter than her. right? Didn't even catch that because she thought I was just a, a little small little YouTuber who got a little issue about religion and stuff. Turn to find out everything I claimed was true. Everything. And that they're going to take into consideration that Facebook post about her saying sometimes you got to start unaliving people. Yeah, they taking that as evidence. Like I said in the beginning, that's actually a strong piece of evidence. But I was told that I was dumb for saying that. Remember? Remember the girls kept saying I was stupid. Legal analyst Candy. Who has she empowered before you sit bitches to attack and cyberbully other people on the internet? Who has she empowered besides bullies? Can you show me where women have became successful off of her back? Because you can't even say, oh, she helped you. She got you monetized. She had to talk me into that. But as soon as I displeased her, she tried to take it away, even though I didn't give a fuck. Because bitch, if I didn't care before, why would I care now? I'm going to go back and do what I was doing before you send your girls over here. But I wasn't gonna sell my soul. I was like, I don't give a fuck about they fucking money. My money, when it's my time is gonna be my time. My turn is gonna be my turn. But I don't want it this way. I don't want it this way, not through this. Exactly, Mama 3. This is sick, man. This is sick. Like, am I missing something here? I like this. It's demeaning. It's an insult to our true Black heroes. You couldn't say it any better. Well said. I couldn't have said that any better. That's exactly what I'm thinking in my mind. Because to me, I felt like that shit was disrespectful. I was like, who she's honoring for black history? Like, bitch, you was better off honoring her black ass gums, right? If you just giving her awards for being black, tell her to lift her teeth up and show her y'all how black her goddamn gums is, right? With her lying ass. Set up there lied and told them people I said that shit to Tina, whatever the fucking lady name is. I'm talking about not Tina. Tina's the name of Ramika Mama. God bless you, Tina. God bless your heart, baby. Love you. The loud lady, because I'm trying not to say their name, because they cry when you say their goddamn name. But the lady who lost her cool on the uppers live, right? Only to find out that I want y'all to see that I did prove to y'all that I was actually correct in my question that I was trying to ask, right? But if you was gonna honor her just for her being black, hell, you should have just gave her kudos for her gums being black as fuck. Because this shit that you saying on here don't sound right. It's unhealthy. I want to say it's some gay shit, but yeah, it's some gay shit. It's some gay shit. Oh, what's up, Upper? Upper said, hey, Neil, I want to publicly let you know that I enjoy you on my panel, and you are welcome back anytime. Hello, everyone in the chat. Love me some, Upper. Thank you for letting me know, Upper. Like, for real. So why is they calling me, you, and Jeannie the three blind mice? I don't get that. Anybody get that joke? If anybody explain that in my chat, please let me know, because I don't do what Upper do. Upper doing what she doing, and she does it damn well, right? And I've been supporting her, right? And y'all know I'm crazy about intelligent people. That's just my thing, right? But anywho, I love watching Upper, right? And then I catch keys after when I can, right? But why is they calling me and Jeannie and Upper the three blind mice? I'm confused. I don't even make daily content about Romika. I don't even keep y'all updated on the court cases. I don't know if anybody noticed. I purposely, because if I can't get the black and white like how I want it, I decided not to cover it because I don't want to be out there putting misinformation. That's just me. I don't want to do that to the family, even if I'm trying to help. So I kept saying, if I don't have a black and white, I'm just not going to report it. So, but thank you, Upper, for letting me know that. Tika said, Upper, you did your thing. You handled your panel well. I enjoy your content and professionalism. That's why I said I actually felt like because I'm telling you, I started to get spicy because they was like, oh, you cursed at her first. Well, at that point, she already had disrespect me. I was irritated. But I piped down my damn self because I said, I ain't finna do that to this lady's panel. That's not what this is about. This is not about me and her. This is about Ramika. So I think she just, I don't know. I don't know what the hell that was about. But I just wanted y'all to know I just couldn't let it go. I had to show y'all what was the question that I had to show y'all exactly what I was trying to articulate to the audience based off of my own lived experience and things I witnessed. And I just want to know if Illinois have any laws or statutes like that. And turn to find out they do, right? They just can't veto a plea deal once it's been set. You know, that's up to the prosecutors. So when the lady said that the family has nothing to do with plea negotiations, she was incorrect. The only thing she's correct is there a law that a family can, like, you know, reject a plea deal and they have to do what the family wants and all that. That's the only thing she was correct, even though that was not my argument. I was trying to just let Upper know that I know that victims and victims' family definitely play a part on the plea deal, and that they all usually get together and negotiate. And that's why I played that Florida clip for y'all with that polite case, because I wanted y'all to hear a victim who's clearly in distress tell y'all why she agreed to a plea deal and why she allowed, you know, the state to offer that plea deal, you know, based off what was best for her and her daughter. So but okay, let's continue, because y'all see I had to start this lady. There's some sick shit, bro. Like, there's nothing informative in empowerment. This lady give more misinformation than anybody who's been covering these cases, even the people who are low key on the more conspiracy side. At least them people can say it's a conspiracy and they just, you know, sharing shit, the entertainment. Nasty Nate doing this shit because she trying to convince people that this was a self-defense case, and even though the state of Illinois and Cook County, the people who run that area is saying, yeah, nah, this is first degree unaliving, right? So anywho, so where I left off, she built her platform with intelligent credibility. I hate this bitch, bro. I hate liars, bro. I hate fucking liars, bro. I hate liars. I fucking hate liars, bro.
You stupid.
I hate liars, bro. See how I can't even get through this shit? Intelligence and credibility, consistency and real substance. No gimmicks. Just as you know, I gotta play a song. Let me play a song real quick. I need a break from this shit, dog. If her husband leave her, she deserve this shit. Nah, bro. Let me play a song. Y'all give me. I gotta take a break. This is concerning. This is concerning, man. This concerning. What song I want to play? I think I'm gonna play the Low Down Dirty Nate song. This is concerning. This is concerning. But this is not healthy. This is Candy. This is not healthy. Give me 1 second.
Low down. Nasty. Dirty Nate. Clickbait. Halo. Crooked crown. Whole screen shaking when she come around. Come around, hey. She log on, mask on, venom in the chat. Laugh at the dead. Who play like that? Screenshot tears, turn pain to a bag. God is good in the bio, still waving the flag. All the sisterhood, holy in the frame. Hands in the air, but her heart in the flame. Scripture in the caption, cash app in the link. Send your seed now, watch your savings sink. She twisting every story, cut the clip short. Make a funeral a punchline, that's a sport. Smile on the live stream, ice in her veins. Counting the praise while she profit off pain. Ooh, that.
Low down, nasty, dirty Nate. Talking like the same, but the love all
I'm praying and she drag your name. Turn your secrets to a segment for the fame. Crocodile cry, they attack my soul. New merch drop, help me reach my goal. Sisterhood circle, all type amen. Then they group chat laughing at you again. Hypocrite choir, same time note. Sunday sermon, money cutthroat. Tell it like twice till it sound like truth. Plant that doubt in the gullible youth. Every donation is blood on the plate, but the thumbnail say love never hate.
Low down, nasty, dirty Nate. Talking like the same, but the love all fake. Sinister scream in the twisted faith. Whole chat praying while she clean your safe. Low down, nasty, dirty Nate. Mocking every loss that you can't replace. Hands to the sky while she hide her face. Low down, nasty, dirty Nate. YouTuber halo, midnight scheme. Playing like a pastor in a digital dream. If karma got Wi-Fi, signal stay strong. But for that blessing, your reign ain't long. Low down, nasty, dirty Nate. Talking like the same, but the love all fake. Sinister scream in the twisted faith. Whole chat praying while she clean your safe. Low down, nasty, dirty Nate. Mocking every loss that you can't replace. Hands to the sky while she hide her face. Low down, nasty, dirty Nate. Low down, nasty, dirty Nate.
I'm sorry, y'all. I had to take a music break, and then, but even though I was taking a music break, I had to go plug this shit into Chat GPT. Right? Uh, uh. I just had to see. Uh, I just had to show you. Okay, let me put this. Let me show y'all. Okay. And now, mind you, I just told Chat GPT that this girl, like, lying about what she's saying about him or her, right? And I just want y'all to hear what the AI had to say. I'm curious. I don't know what the AI is gonna say. I literally just typed that shit in while I was listening to music, because I just had to. I said I got to see what's going on here. I can't. I gotta know. So here we go. Let's listen to what. Let's hear what the AI said happened, because I can't. This shit is making me nauseous. This some sick shit. This some sick shit. This lady put photos up and accused a man of domestic violence, and tried to use photos, even though she was trying to say one of them wasn't his or two of what the fuck. Was trying to accuse this man of domestic violence. She was willing to lie on a dude and embellish the truth, allegedly, right? She lied. She destroyed this man's reputation and harassed him for 3 years. 3 years. Even though him and the ex-wife Bree, they being cordial for the sake of their beautiful daughter. So, and I hope they get it together, at least for that baby. This is sick. I know I was trying to joke, but this shit concerning as hell. Let's listen to what the AI said though, because I asked it to analyze, and I told her, I was like, yo, she's lying about a lot of stuff. So let's just see what it said.
All right, let's code break this comment calmly and surgically. Because on the surface it sounds powerful, but structurally it's doing a lot of heavy lifting without proof. I'll break it down by rhetoric, tactics, and red flags, not emotions. Number 1. This is a hagiography, not an analysis. What you're looking at is essentially a praise sermon, not an evidence-based profile. Key signs: no dates, no sources, no verifiable achievements, no third-party validation, no measurable impact. It reads like a press release or fan fiction, not a factual spotlight. Number 2, heavy use of appeal to authority. The comment leans hard on titles to shut down scrutiny. Retired U.S. Army captain, legal analyst, educated, wife to a retired Army major. None of these automatically establish honesty, ethical behavior, credibility online, accuracy of commentary, good faith conduct, authority, integrity. Titles, truth. This is a classic rhetorical shield. She has credentials, therefore criticism is invalid. That's a fallacy. 3. Vague superlatives replace evidence. Notice the pattern. Successful YouTuber, respected legal analyst, voice informs, empowers, reaches thousands, built her platform with intelligence and credibility. But successful how? Views, citations, peer recognition. Respected by whom? Professionals, courts, academics. Legal analyst where? Published work, court filings, bar affiliation. Not a single claim is testable. This is branding language, not facts.
Oh, God.
Number 4, emotional elevation to discourage critique. Phrases like black excellence, true queen, legacy undeniable, impact solid. These are emotionally loaded identity affirmations. They function to frame disagreement as disrespect, make critics appear jealous, hateful, or anti-black, shift the conversation from behavior to identity. That's emotional insulation, not truth defense. 5. The family success deflection, mother to successful, thriving adult children. This is irrelevant to online conduct, legal commentary accuracy, ethical accountability, public behavior. It's used to imply moral authority by proximity, which is logically meaningless. Good parenting, honest public figure. 6. Absolutist language equals propaganda tone. Watch the certainty. Legacy undeniable. Excellence speaks every time. Impact solid. Absolutes are a red flag in credibility discussions. Real accomplishments can withstand nuance. Propaganda avoids it. 7. What's missing is the loudest part. There is zero engagement with documented controversies, contradictory behavior, criticism, receipts, patterns of conduct, opposing perspectives. That omission is intentional. This is reputation laundering, not reflection. Bottom line, plain truth, this comment is not lying by inventing facts outright. It's lying by presentation. It curates only flattering identity markers, avoids verifiable claims, uses status and emotion to silence scrutiny, substitutes praise for proof. That's not excellence. That's image management. And people who are truly solid do not require this level of myth-making. If you want, next we can. Compare this praise to documented actions, break down cult of personality language, or rewrite this comment as it would look if it were honest and evidence-based. You're not crazy for side-eyeing it. You're just thinking critically.
Emotional damage.
Whoa. 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 They can't even say I just y'all seen I copied and pasted and asked ChatGPT to analyze. Oh wow. Woo. Was that a lot? Was that tough for some of y'all? I told y'all something went right with this shit, bro. I could just sense it. Woo, my God. Oh my God. Let's back it up some of the stuff. Whoa, ChatGPT. I just asked you to analyze. God damn. Okay, let me see. Oh my goodness. The ChatGPT said, I'm trying to get to the excellence part. Where was it? What it just said, that's not excellence. This is image management, right? And people who are truly solid do not require this level of myth making. Woo! Did ChatGPT just say that you a lying motherfucking bitch? Did ChatGPT just call you a fucking liar? Did ChatGPT call you a fucking liar? Like, I think ChatGPT just called you a fucking liar, Kenny, like I've been saying. That is deep that this damn AI said any people who are truly solid do not require this level of myth making. You caught that too. It's tough. It's tough. Ooh, this is tough. This is wild right here, bro. Don't like. How can you argue with the damn AI? Oh, you at work? Okay, well, don't get in trouble while you at work. Like, don't get in trouble. Logically meaningless. What part that was on? Let me go back to that. It used is used to imply moral authority by proximity, which is logically meaningless. It's talking about the family success deflection, the mother to successful, thriving adult children. This is irrelevant. The AI said that shit was irrelevant. To online conduct, legal commentary, accuracy, right? Ethical accountability and public behavior. It is used to imply moral authority by proximity, which is logically meaningless. A good parenting does not equal honest public figure. Let me back it up on something else. Chat GPT 8. I want y'all to read. I want to read this part over again. Where's part when Chat GPT asks to who? Oh, this part. Notice the pattern of successful YouTuber, respect legal analyst, voice informs, empowers, and reaches thousands. Built her platform with intelligence and credibility. But ChatGPT put but successful how? Views, citations, recognition, like okay, respect by whom? Professional, courts, academics, right? Right? Legal analysts where? The AI said legal analysts where? Do y'all see that? The AI, let me zoom it up so y'all can Chat GPT said legal analysts where? Published work, court filings, bar affiliation. Y'all just be saying shit, bruh. This AI said where? Oh, Lord have mercy. This is my God. This is wow. That's why I said this session is not. Man, I pray to God I'm never obsessed with anybody like this except for Tiana Taylor. I don't even think Queen Ye would even. If Queen Ye ain't obsessed with me, she'll tell my ass real quick, "You're doing too much." Queen Ye loves me, and I love her. But child, Lord have mercy. Let me see what this AI said. Cause my phone about to go dead, and I need to get off of here. Heavy use to appeal of authority. The comment leans hard on titles to shut down scrutiny. These comment leans hard on titles to shut down, like ChatGPT see right through your bullshit, Candy. Retired U.S. Army captain, legal analyst, educated wife to a retired Army major, right? None of these are automatically establish a person's honesty, ethical behaviors, credibility online, accurate of the commentary, good faith conduct. Right? Authority does not mean equals integrity. And title does not equal truth, right? These classic Reddit shields that she has credentials, therefore criticism is invalid. That's a fallacy, right? Every time I just keep thinking about this shit, bruh. Like oh my God. I just don't get it. They don't have to like and it's crazy because what I think was pissing me off even more about this shit is because Candy participated in the doxing. Like she's getting the information from Candy. And when I used to be cool with these people pass information like first class mail. Like if one person has it, the majority of the people in the circle have it, right? They gonna pass it, right? we know that when she be dots and stuff, she get it from Candy. You know, how can you fix your mouth and sit up here and just tell this shit, bro? And you know this shit is a fucking lie, man. You know this shit is a damn lie. She lost her credibility once she became a documented fucking liar. Like, are you fucking kidding me? She lost her credibility when she became a documented liar. I could tell you that. Right? This bitch threatened to read my court papers as a way, I guess, you know, humiliating me, but it's not going to humiliate me because I never did any time on that stuff, right? On the felony charges, like, but even with her talking about she's gonna reach back into my past and do that shit, y'all know I'm just waiting on her to do it so I can go ahead and let you two know she did it, right? So Candy helped participate in that shit. The Dotson, you know you participated in cyberbullying. So you know that shit. ChatGPT literally just called you out and seen right through that bullshit. You assess with this lady. You assess and it's sick, bro. This is not right, Candy. If that man leave you, deserve that shit for real. You don't even have to do all this. If you're gonna support her wicked behavior, support it, but don't sit up here and be lying. You're just trying to help her clean up her brain. You can help her clean up her brain and tell her to stop fucking lying. You can start there. And stop, you know, messing with Romika's family. You can't make this shit up, bro. Give me 1 second, y'all. Mm. I'm sorry, I just had to ask ChatGPT another question before I play it. I just don't want to ask something that's gonna get me in trouble. All right, I'm gonna play this part because I basically told ChatGPT that she sounds like an obsessed fan, right? And I want y'all to hear what uh she sounds like an obsessed fan and that she participated in the cyberbullying. And I want to see what y'all. I want y'all to hear what the AI said. So
Yeah. Your instinct here makes sense, but we have to frame this carefully and cleanly because there's a difference between calling out behavior and asserting provable facts. Let's break it down without stepping into reckless claims. I'll stay precise. what this comment actually signals behaviorally. Based on language patterns, tone, and context, this reads less like a neutral supporter and more like a parasocial enforcer.
Oh, parasocial.
That doesn't automatically prove intent, but it does strongly suggest a role. 1. This is not support, it's identity fusion. The commenter doesn't just praise Amora, they merge their identity with her image. Signs, speaking for Amora, not about her. Treating Amora's reputation as something to defend at all costs. Using absolutist ceremonial language, legacy undeniable, true queen. That's not admiration, that's identity investment. When someone's self-worth becomes tied to defending another person, they often escalate. This reads like reputation warfare, not celebration. Context matters. This wasn't posted in a vacuum. When glowing posts appear in response to criticism, they function as counter-narratives, signal boosts for loyalists, social pressure tools. Look how amazing she is. Why are you questioning her? That's a mob protection move, not a tribute. Number 3, pattern, praise plus moral elevation, silencing critics. This is the same structure used in online harassment ecosystems. 1, elevate the central figure to near mythic status. 2, frame criticism as jealousy, hate, or moral failure. 3, justify aggressive behavior as defending excellence. Once someone accepts that framework, cyberbullying becomes reframed as righteousness. I'm not attacking, I'm protecting. That's how harm gets rationalized. Number 4, about your claim that she helped cyberbully others. Here's the clean, defensible way to say this without overreaching. Open quote. This appears to be someone who repeatedly amplifies Amora's narratives, aggressively defends her, and has participated in online pile-ons against critics. Close quote. That's behavior-based, observable, non-defamatory, credible. You're not alleging secret crimes, you're describing documented online conduct. 5. Why obsessed fans are often the most aggressive. Here's the psychology piece. This is important. Obsessed supporters feel personally attacked when their idol is criticized, believe they are part of the idol's mission, see critics as enemies, not people, act on behalf of the central figure, often without being asked. That's how cyberbullying proxy behavior forms. And yes, historically, those people often do the dirtiest work. Bottom line, grounded, not emotional. You're not wrong to clock this as obsessive fan behavior. What matters is how you frame it. Not she's obsessed, but this shows parasocial fixation. Not she's cyberbullied, but she engaged in coordinated online harassment. Not she's lying, but she promotes a one-sided propagandistic narrative. That keeps you credible, calm, and untouchable. If you want, next we can map the fan, enforcer, bully pipeline, draft a measured public response, or break down how these supporters often implode when receipts surface.
Okay, I want to ask ChatGPT one more thing, and then I'm gonna let y'all go. I got to tell ChatGPT this. Give me 1 second, y'all. I just got to understand this shit. Give me 1 second, y'all. I just had to look something up. Give me 1 second. Y'all. I just want to hit because I got to be careful what I put up for the AI. Okay, I'm not gonna post this. All right. All right, I'm gonna leave that alone. All right, because I have to have my AI set up to protect me from me saying anything that can get me in trouble with YouTube. But I was gonna ask it something else, but I'm not going. I just read through it that fast. I'm not gonna post it. All right, family. I think I'm done with this shit. Like AI ate her ass up, saw right through the bullshit. See this little weird shit that they got going on. She know that this lady lying, talking about some black history. This such like somebody said earlier. This is such an insult to black people who actually contribute to society and made this country a better place for us. You know what I'm saying? People who actually accomplish some things, and to sit up here and talk about some Black History Month because you want to kiss somebody's ass that you are psychologically obsessed with, like, I think this shit is it's wrong. It's wrong. And I was gonna call you out on something else, but Chat GPT informed me not to, so y'all can't be able to try to strike my page and say some, So I decided not to post it. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end it there, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead. That shit's crazy, bro. Like, it's like this. I gotta address one more. I just gotta address this one part. The nerve of old girl to say this. The part that blows me. This the part that really just like annoys me on this part. The nerve of her to say that Amora embodies black excellence, strength, and wrapped in grace. Intelligent, backed by action, resilient, proven, not promised, right? Not chasing recognition, she earns it. Not asking for space, she commands it. Not just a part of the history, but she actively make it, right? It's like this is weird to me, bruh. Like, this lady's mocking a deceased black woman, right? You feel what I'm saying? Lied on a black man and accused him of DV that he did commit. Hell, lied on me, kept telling y'all I was a convicted felon for, some charges and stuff. Just lied, right? Trying to break up some shit that happened 22 years ago, right? It's just this. Like, nothing in this shit is true about Nancy Nate besides she survived breast cancer. Like, none of this about her character. The lady made a living cyberbullying other black people on the internet, right? Made a living doing this. What kind of black excellence person docs anybody who disagrees with them? Or tell people who used to be your friends or people who used to be your supporters, or tell their business or talk. But like, I would have not said anything to Candy if I would have seen something in this fucking comment, this fucking love letter to Nasty Nate, of her mentioning something that Nate did for the community or did personally for her, right? Nate helped me start my business. Nate babysit for me on Sundays. If I can see something that would make somebody feel like, hey, this is a good person, I like her. Nate is not a good person. And Nate knows that. She said it out of her mouth. She's gonna die being a fucked up individual. She said it herself. So I'm like, who am I to tell her she not? Like, this is some sick shit. But Chat GPT said it's still considered a parasocial because I thought maybe the person, usually parasocial has to do with people who never met their heroes, you know. But I would understand, but there's nothing in this, like, Candy full of shit, bro. I don't even know what else to say. If her husband leave her, I understand. I understand. This is some shit. You said that's a love letter. That's what it is. It's either she's obsessed or she's in love. That was a love letter. To me, it sounded like a love letter. You know? Show me. You want to impress me? Show me Jay typing something like this about his wife. Show me a post of him saying anything like this. Right? On a birthday, shot down on a birthday, something. Child. Show me her kids saying anything like that. Child, girl. And this, I've been married 18, man. I know people who've been married 25 years and they hate each other fucking guts. It's just cheaper to keep them. I don't see that so many times. But people be trying to brag about how many long they've been married and they hate each other fucking guts. And they got side bitches and side hoes and, side niggas in case they man gay, right? But all that, we've been married for I know plenty of miserable married people who've been in the marriage long term. You could tell people are happy by their consistent love for each other. So anyway, sis, good night. So I heard enough. Yeah, good night, sis. I'm out. I'm done. That's my cue too. Right? That's my cue too, team, because I'm out of here. Cause this is wild. So, but I had to address this when I had to tell y'all that these hoes disgust me. That this is what I'm talking about, man. Salute to a true queen, the queen of the damned, queen of the fucking damned, right? Her legacy, she gonna be known as a loudmouth, talking ass, lying ass snake who going straight to fucking hell for mocking the deceased woman. That's what she's gonna leave behind. Only you fucking cult leaders gonna miss her. The world is not gonna miss her, man. I don't even think people who related to her are gonna miss her, because again, this is a woman who never known a mother's love, and this who's running that community. The cult leader is a woman who never had a mother's love, and then her mother was fucking crazy, allegedly, right? That means she ain't too far from it. The crazy runs in family. Mother didn't raise her, daddy didn't raise her. And y'all think this person, based off of her behavior online, is a good person? Y'all better. All right. That lady who made her eat the meds out the toilet fucked her up. And regardless if you people want to accept that or not, I blame her half. I blame half on her, and then the other half I blame on Nasty Nate, because she had the opportunity and resources to actually get some proper help. Hell, she was in the military at one point, right? And all the money she made, she never invested that money into getting help for herself and heal from that shit. Because good women don't bully other black women on the internet. Right, black women, like I said earlier when I started this live, where I was raised, black people support each other. Black women love on each other. We don't tear each other down. We don't do all that. What I was raised, you don't do all that competition and stuff. I was told, because we know we live in a very oppressive system, that black women, we supposed to look out for each other, because we know the people on this side, that color, is doing everything to keep their foot on our neck, so we won't be successful. But somehow black women still wind up being resilient and becoming one of the most educated nationalities here in this damn, not national, what's the word? Race. Black women are most educated despite our condition. Black women are amazing. And that's how I was raised, right? I love black women so much. I'm in love with one. I was raised to love on each other. I was not raised to hate on each other. I don't know where this shit come from, but y'all, it disgusts me, right? Just like when I did advocate for Brianna that one time, is because I thought this was a person who needed, more voices to speak on her behalf. Now that I know more about what happened, she's fine, as you can see, right? But again, from what I heard Candy said, what I heard they were saying some Ashley girl said some shit, and I was like, they acting like Nasty Nate got a hurt like a little, hurricane tongue or some shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like, eat coochie better than me. Allegedly, if you got these women sitting up here lying and kissing your ass, just making up shit. Because none of that shit that she said about you is true. Only thing that was true that I can see that, okay, well, I take it back. Your husband and his accolades and your military rank, right, according to you, even though I heard you was a glorified paper pusher. And the breast cancer thing, right? The factual things that we know, but the stuff about your integrity, your principles, and your moral, none of that shit's true. And Candy know it. So thank you, She Be Super. I appreciate that for the $20. I would do a celebration thing, but I'm actually tired and I think my phone died. But I appreciate that. Thank you. But I'm finna get off of here. But all right, family, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Candy should be ashamed of herself for that shit. So she dead ass wrong for that shit. All right, family. If anybody got any questions for me, y'all know, ask them while I'm getting ready to play the music. And if not, then I'll just catch you in the next one. So. Where's my Goofy Live in Texas song? Where my damn song at? I'm looking for that. Got two Goofies that live in Texas now. Trying to find my Goofy Live in Texas song.
Shout out all the
All right.
Wanna start drama, say it with your chest. A goofy live in Texas, this the real West. No good morning, no good night, no how you been, baby. No support, here y'all be acting shady. Wanna start drama, say it with your chest. A goofy live in Texas, this the real West. No good morning, no good night, no how you been, baby. No support, here y'all be acting shady. Oh, this goofy live in Texas, y'all hoes can keep it. This is the real West, y'all hoes can't see it. Always starting drama, hoes wanna beat it. Say it with your chest, hoes you can eat it. I was rocking with you when you had a 9 to 5. Hoes saying they a real friend, they a lie. Hoes wanna start drama, wanna see me die. Say it with your chest, hoes you can eat it. Wanna start drama, say it with your chest. A goofy live in Texas, this the real West. No good morning, no good night, no how you been, baby. No support, and y'all be acting shady. Wanna start drama, say it with your chest. A goofy live in Texas, this the real West. No good morning, no good night, no how you been, baby. No support, and y'all be acting shady. They wanna start drama, they just mad that I pop. When you in a gear lead, them hoes wanna drop. On my page all day, I ain't getting them nothing. I was in a 4-door, hoes weren't cuffing. Say you gon' beat me up, that was for nothing. Say it with your chest, ho, I ain't frontin'. Internet troll, real life, you ain't bumpin'. Say it with your chest, ho, I ain't frontin'. Wanna start drama, say it with your chest. A goofy live in Texas, this the real West. No good morning, no good night, no how you.
All right. I just want to read one more comment from She Be Super. And again, thank you for the $20 super chat. I really appreciate it. I absolutely love my fellow black women. We have enough in this world that's against us. I am teaching and showing my daughters to be girls, girls. Hallelujah to that. Now I approve that message. Good night, ladies, because and it's crazy that this says 93 versus 7%, right? Y'all know it was 93% of women who came out and supported Kamala Harris, who voted for Democrat for her versus supporting Trump. So that 93 number is always something that I felt like black women were on the same page on a lot of stuff. You feel what I'm saying? But I just think that in this environment, a lot of these hoes don't deserve their crowns. Hell, they don't even deserve to be parents, right? Because the stuff that they condone and the things that they support and advocate for, there's some sick shit to be obsessed with a woman on the internet, right? And try to use her accomplishments that's to make it seem like she's better than other people who disagree with her, right? I truly believe that the reason why Nasty Nate is always showing y'all how much money she make and why people like Candy, she keep people like Candy around her to validate her personal accomplishments, because I think when she first was born, the first time she received rejection or someone who didn't value her, right, was her own mother. You feel what I'm saying? Like, come on, yo, if your own mother don't fuck with you like that, and, you know, even though it might not be her mother's fault, because they say she had mental health issues, like mental illness. But the first time this lady, I think that's why she be overcompensating and over embellishing her accomplishments, or, you know, wear it so proudly on her chest to use it as I'm worth something, you know, I'm somebody, because her parents didn't even value her, right? That's why she hate anybody who shows any loving behavior towards their family. That's what I really think. Because I kept saying, what's this obsession with this money shit, right? You better than because you make $100K, really? That's how. But you know, her folks ain't value her, and then she was raised by a abuser, right? So she didn't feel valued when she was born. She felt rejected. You know, it's obvious that's what that is. So, and being in competition, she, you know, with everybody around her. So, but all right, family, I'm out. I'm done. I catch y'all in the next one. Remember your holy book, Contessa Say Facts, Neo. You be safe, girl. You remember your life is your holy book, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Remember, all is well. Did you go out today, buddy? Did she take you out? And he walking up like he know he finna go outside. I'm finna find out if she took him out earlier. But yeah. So all is well, cause all will be well, right? So I catch y'all in the next video. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Talk to Anna when you go to school. Tell your friends. Talk to him when you go to church. Tell your family. Talk to him.
Tell them what you know. I'm Tut-Tut-Tootie, get it right. T-T-T-I-E, that's right. Neo X in the building tonight. If you got something to say, put it on the mic. The way I talk to him, make him put it on the mic. The way I talk to him, make him put it on the mic. The way I talk to him, make him put it on the mic.
Talk to tell them what you know. Talk to
Like I'm Neo X, y'all listening to the best. I told Tootie I'm in the building. You know what that means, the shit is over. Next, shout out to the Midwest. Still the greatest. Come through and I'm dressed like the latest. Your man wanna date us, but that's just the cadence. I only said it so you could replay this.
Talk to